matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, "I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett."
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing. It's your new bread.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
noticed a little thing. It's your new bread.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing. It's your new bread.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. So, go ahead and recap last session. Interesting and exciting one that it was. After the group had gone, or a portion of the group had gone into the home to investigate, with Bryn searching over some papers she had found on the floor, Racha checking out a portion of what seems to have been an older battle scene, making sure that nothing was hidden underneath. And Kaporan going inside, checking out the giant crack in the back wall that vines were growing out of. Loudly, and all of a sudden, the wall was wrenched apart. A black paw had come inside and retrieved Kaporan before yanking him out and the wall closing once again. The battle commenced as the group scurried out of the home to get around the back to find Kaporan in the clutches of one of the Bromelo. But something was even more amiss. A giant vine-like plant was seen slowly moving through the forest, and its vines were connected, seemingly controlling the Bromelo. With Kaporan getting out of harm's way, the group started unleashing upon the two entities while taking random damage from some grub-like creatures that seemed to litter the floor all around them. Quickly dispatching the Bromelo, and then the plant creature not too long after, a number of the group were infected with these grubs as they were burrowing further into their flesh. Some smart ideas and quick actions led to almost everybody being freed from the grubs, but left Amric in a very worse-for-wear situation, as they were the furthest in on him and were the hardest to get out. But after concentrated healing and pseudo-surgery, they were able to rid him of the creepers and move themselves away from the infestation. Once far enough away, Nori went on a bit of a spring cleaning of the forest floor of grubs, and a couple of the group went investigating inside yet again. The others rested as a box and some journals were uncovered, and after the short rest, Nori tried detecting magic on the content of the box, and was blinded by the repercussion, recoiling back. Like I had told some, I am reiterating for everyone, we're going to kind of pull back from where we ended last session to right there. So it is immediately after Nori has recoiled back from being blinded from looking at in the contents of the box. And this is right now, after you guys have done everything. You're looking at about 10 a.m. for as far as daytime goes, how bright it is, and everything along with that. But we're going to go ahead and pick up right there. Unfortunately, is Nori with us? She's so blinded we can't see her. Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
All right, so we are ending right at the moment that you use Detect Magic to look at the thing inside the box, and you have pulled back, and you now can't see anything, both magically and regularly.
So, Nori's just covering her eyes in pain.
Does that mean I get a spell back because I haven't cast Identify yet, technically?
Sure.
So, Nori opens her eyes, sees nothing, rubs her eyes, still sees nothing, blinks a few more times, still sees nothing, and goes, I can't see.
Normally, Bryn would go over and help her, but Bryn's kind of out of focus right now. She's kind of just like looking, I guess, off in the ground, not close to her, but something just happened, and she's not really paying attention to what's happening with Nori, which is weird.
Cha sort of like goes over towards Nori and like waves a hand in her face.
No reaction.
Okay, well,
Do I poke it?
this didn't work last time, but since we backtracked a little, Rashi's gonna go over to Nori and cast Lesser Restoration. Does that cure her blindness?
Unfortunately, no reaction seems to be had.
Real quick, because I can't remember. Did Nori's blindness happen before or after the short rest that we took?
After. Because she needed the short rest to get her spells back.
What happened?
I looked at the box. It had powerful evocation magic. Very, very. It hurt to look at. Usually, when I look at Bryn with Detect Magic, it hurts, but it's Nothing like that was. I don't know how long this is gonna last.
And technically, you still have detect magic up, but you cannot. Even through your eyelids, it would have effect. But it just everything's coming back as like blinding white to the point that you can't pick anything out.
Yeah, Nora just kind of closes her eyes and dismisses the spell. Just can't see anything.
That's concerning.
Point
And I can't even have Nori react to Bryn because she can't see her.
Do I poke it?
No, don't poke the box. It's locked now. We're not having that happen again.
Yeah, please don't touch it. It could be a bomb for all we know.
Kaporin's kind of like guiding Nora to sit down in a non-grassy area where we can see exactly what's at our feet, because who knows what the fuck's in this forest.
Or give me a
just like,
insight check. Sorry.
Well, we're not in the forest technically.
Continue on, Kapor.
12. My passive is
So-
higher than that.
Not when you're blind.
Great.
So Kaporin's like, just sit down. It's like, maybe Bryn can take a look at this. Maybe she has some idea. Bryn, what are you looking at?
What? And she'll just like look up to you. What happened? Sorry.
Nori's blind, from what we can tell. From the evil.
Nori waves, not looking at anybody.
Just waving at a tree.
Just like off.
To be fair, that's not too far out of Nori's realm.
Yeah, Rachana's like, what? She could see.
Yeah, seems in character for her.
But Nori's been blinded from the magic of what's in the box.
Yeah, no one
Are
open
you?
it or poke it, please.
Well,
Kaporin just
we
takes out
can't.
like a,
It's locked again. So
Good. Keep it safe.
I was gonna say Kaporin takes his quill and just writes on the top of the box, but I don't have a quill right now.
no, we're not writing on top of the box.
Amric's probably gonna walk away from this conversation, and if he can, I don't know if he has the right tools for it. He'll use his woodcarver's tools if he can, but he's gonna try and collect a couple leaves off the trees or off the ground if it's the right season, and and try and string them together for a little blindfold for Nori.
Yeah, there's plenty of. I mean, you're talking like palm trees and palm fronds rather than like. It's more jungle than it is, like, you know. Well, hell, you definitely wouldn't want pine trees. That would suck as a blindfold. But, you can weave the palm fronds together and make a pseudo blind. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Then I'll do that, and after I'm done making it, I'll head back over to the group whenever that is.
A little part of me wanted to make it all just fucking pine forest. That way, whatever he creates, just poking Nori in the face the whole time.
I was thinking it could be like a banana leaf, and then you just like put it over her face the whole way. Like, it's just a.
Just cut out a little nose and mouth spot.
You put it sideways and then just cut out eye holes.
No,
It's got
no,
like a
no need
bandit
for
mask.
eye holes.
Yeah, nose
I'm
hole.
just
got a
Just
bandit mask.
creepily staring forward because I can't see anything.
Looking like Slender Man.
Well, my spell didn't work, so I don't know what kind of thing could cause that kind of blindness.
Looking at a thing that magic, I have never seen anything like that.
It's best if we keep it under lock and key for now, but Nori, if you need, I can kind of baby carry you.
There's no way you're gonna be able to pick anybody up.
I mean, I can carry Rachama back, but that's Racha because he's a bird.
Nori just takes out her staff and she's like, I guess this'll work.
Blind man staff?
Racha does hand gestures, but then realizes she can't actually see him do hand gestures. A fucking bird.
All seeing eyebird?
Shakes his head and points towards Nori and goes, a fucking bird.
You want me to turn into an animal?
He just nods his head and then's like, damn it. Yeah.
I'll turn into a fucking bird, I guess. I'll turn into, yeah, you know what? We'll turn into a raven just to make Racha happy.
Okay, so you wild shape into a raven, and you guys see a raven with snow-blind eyes.
Racha will pick the raven up and put her on his shoulder.
Give it to Kapoor, it'll complete the all black look.
We could always ride Nori. And then points towards Nori.
I guess it's your turn, Rachata.
I can help her walk, just a little bit. If she doesn't want to be a bird.
She can't communicate with us now that she's a bird, right?
She can't communicate with us now that she's a bird, right? Crows can mimic.
Okay.
It's in the stat sheet.
Yeah,
That's,
you can mimic.
that's
You can't mimic as much
not
as a
cool.
Kenku can, but it's much more like 2 words.
Can't communicate.
Just
I don't know if she's doing that on purpose or not.
Now there's a Racha with a mini Racha on his shoulder.
I chose the crow raven both because it's fun to have both and because it's the only animal that can really talk.
Trust me, if I had made it to level 3 Warlock, I was going to get a familiar that would be a raven.
good lord.
Nevertheless, Nori's movement situation has been taken care of for the moment, placed upon Racha's shoulder. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do while you're here? If not, you're looking at about another hour's trek back to the village.
I know we just finished a short rest, but Bryn's gonna take a seat for just a moment to try to figure out what the hell just happened to her.
Rashi's gonna go over and do a medicine check to make sure that Bryn's okay, because this is unusual for Bryn, according to Rashi. I think it would be a medicine check, right? Like, you know how like, or like, you know how like doctors shine the light in your eye, kind of thing, to make sure you're. I mean, I don't have a light to shine in Bryn's eyes.
That'd be
but,
more
like,
if you're just trying to see if she's off or something's wrong with her. That'd be more of an insight check.
Okay, well they're the same roll, so it doesn't really matter.
Racha would, with a question mark at the end of it, go, Nori's in my head?
I don't think she can do that right now, because
Nori shakes her head no.
yeah, she can't do that because she can't see us.
Nori nods.
She does the bird
have
nod
to-
where they nod, but then they nod with their whole
see.
body.
Maybe someone back at the village could help us?
Rashi, Bryn doesn't seem to be physically
Little
hurt.
bird shrug.
Oops. Rashi, Bryn doesn't seem to be physically hurt in any way.
Hey Bryn, do you want to talk about it?
I'm not sure how much there is to talk about. When Nori casted that spell, it was, I don't know if it was a vision, I don't know what it was. But I saw through someone else's eyes. I think my captain, Floki, my father, is not dead. I think he's being tortured somewhere. I don't know where it is, but that's what I think, and I don't know.
Well, would it be better if we rested? Well, it's so early to do a whole rest.
I don't know if any rest is gonna fix that. I thought he died.
Nori's going to hop off Richaw's shoulder to the best of her ability and try to go over to Bryn and just hug her. Just like, fuck, no.
I mean,
Wait, are you
luckily
doing this
ravens can walk.
as a raven?
No, I'm hopping off Richaw's shoulder,
Okay.
turning back into myself,
Make
and trying
a
to go over to Bryn.
acrobatics check with disadvantage.
I was gonna say, Rachel will then pick up the raven and then put it on Bryn.
Oh, she's already unwild shaping off your shoulder.
It's an 8.
Face first into the ground. She just like, kind of like, hop to the edge of your shoulder and then just yeets herself off his shoulder, and then halfway through changes and realize that as the raven you're starting to turn face down, and you and you're just like, oh.
He's just like, little warning, please.
Sorry. Nori will dust herself off and then go over to Bryn and just kind of hug her.
I don't know what to think. Honestly, like I said, I thought he was dead. I thought I was going to find his wife to tell him that, or tell her that.
Ask the disembodied voices.
Well, that disembodied voice wanted a price I was not willing to pay to talk to him or send him something. Whatever.
He shakes his head no and is like, Floki, disembodied voices.
Are you talking about sending? Because I don't think...
Shakes his head no, but Nori can't see it. And it's like, he's... How do I say this?
Exactly. For those of you out there, if you ever want to really challenge yourself as a character, go ahead and make yourself a Kenku and try to be the one that has some of the most conversations.
It would be so much worse if Rachel was a bard.
After hearing what Rachel said, can I do a history check to see if I can remember the conversation?
Seeing as how you're history checking the conversation, your history for the conversation is already better than mine, so I'm gonna say go ahead and say you pass.
Okay. Kapor, Rachel, you...
Actually, let me kind of like interlude here. So obviously, if it's a situation where you were present and you were involved in it, and you as a player remember pretty much everything that happened through that conversation, as long as you were privy to the conversation or something that happened, you don't need to roll a history check to remember it, because you as a player remember it, so in turn your character would remember it as well. It's only when there's something else that you're forgetting, then I might be like, roll a history check to see if something sparks. You know those random ideas you get where it's just like, oh fuck, yeah, and then everything kind of falls. So that's when the checks would come in. But if it's something that you actually remember as a player, then feel free to have your character know it. Unless, of course, you weren't there, you don't know it, you know, you just heard it because it was happening to someone else, or something along that line.
Rachel, are you trying to bring up that conversation Bryn had with the disembodied voice?
Shakes his head no. Loki. 9 hells.
I don't even need to make puzzles in this game. I just have Richard talk.
Exactly. Him just trying to explain or convey what he's thinking is the puzzle in itself.
1 plus 2, I figured water. 2 plus 2, I figured water. That really throws me off because disembodied voices and Floki.
Half of your language for Chaw's body language, and I'm down that. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Could you give us a little more, Richard?
Yordemeyer. Loki. Together.
We thought he was dead?
Points kind of towards it and does the iffy hand sign. And, together. Stamp. He'll pull out his bag of holding and then just start like dipping his hand in and out of the bag of holding.
That can be
He
construed
went
in
in-
many different ways.
We thought he was dead, or is in another dimension?
In another dimension.
Hallelujah!
I couldn't tell you that, Richard. I don't know. I mean, it's possible, I suppose. I didn't get much of the surrounding. But I don't think he was dead, at least not yet.
The disembodied voices.
We should ask them?
That the disembodied voices are in a different dimension?
Disembodied voices. Loki. Together.
And
If
we're
they're
back.
working? I
I don't know these people, but are you saying that maybe you can ask the disembodied voices if those two people are together?
If those two people disembodied voices. Loki.
Kaporan, go ahead and take 1d4 psychic damage.
Wait, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, this is just for your headache that you're accumulating.
Maybe they're disembodied voices trying to communicate with Bryn? They're in another place?
I mean, it's an option.
Huzzah! I wasn't totally off.
But
Oh,
why
I
did
mean,
it
you
trigger?
just sort of changed the conversation. He's like, yeah, I mean, that could be a thing. This is
Dang
the
it.
kind of the thing he's suggesting with that statement.
So that Floki could be a disembodied voice now?
Nods.
Can't see it.
Josh,
Do you
I can't
think-
see you nod.
One thing that, Bryn, you don't even realize, but as actually, everyone, round up. What's your passive perceptions? Obviously, Nori, you don't get one.
My passive perception is now a 17 because I was boring with my leveling.
15 for Bryn.
14.
15.
20.
So Kapoor and Rachan and Rashi, Brand, you don't realize you're doing it, but you three, every time you guys keep saying the name Floki over and over and over again, possibly referencing Bryn's thought to be dead dad, who is now alive but being tortured. Every time you guys keep saying Floki, she's recoiling, just a little bit of a instinctual situation. She doesn't even notice she's doing it, and it doesn't seem to really be affecting her face wise. She's not showing grimace or anything, but she is physically reacting to it.
So she's wincing every time we say his name.
Pretty much.
The child will get right up in her personal space and then like just whisper into her ear, Loki.
No, Rachel, that's not nice. It's causing her some kind of pain. That's
I
not
just
nice.
I half wanted her to
confirming
just
the
punch
point.
the shit out of you.
Instinctually, her arm
Yeah.
goes out to his.
just straight up.
I wanted to see if like confirm the point. Like, is this what's really causing that?
She winced again, but her like mentally, like in her space, she's just more looking at you like, the fuck, bro. Like I said, she's not realizing that she's doing it.
Well, do you need a minute to like compose your brain or something, Bryn? Because it's early, and I don't know if we have much to do other than fix Nori's eyes. I don't really want to give whatever's in that box to Barnabas at all, or even remotely.
She'll nod her head. It's a ways back to the town. I can think and walk, I guess. Who's holding the box currently? Is it Rashi?
Bryn, last session, Bryn said she took it, but if we backtrack a little, technically it would still be between Bryn and Rashi, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
most likely Rashi.
Yeah. And then I think Bryn had the books after
Yeah.
getting them back from Racha.
Yeah. Richard, do you think you can put the box in your bag? Maybe a little safer in there.
Would I get the sense that if I put this in the bag of holding, am I about to open an astral portal and destroy myself?
Make an Arcana check.
I mean, the box is locked, so technically the magic is hopefully contained.
I mean, all you got from Nori was powerful evocation.
Yeah, but I mean, if like the box is also a quote unquote portal or bag of holding, I can.
Oh no, it doesn't seem in that regards. The box itself is, and Nori probably would have pointed this out too. The box itself is not magical at all. In fact, it looks to be anti-magical. Hence why when Nori first walked into the place and casted Detect Magic, she was unable to see anything.
So it's like creates an anti-magic field.
It's
of
lead
sorts.
lined.
Yeah, I was gonna say lead blocks out magic for the most part.
It also makes you incredibly dumb over time.
Yeah, I
As long as
mean,
you're
it's an
drinking it.
option. He'll just sort of. Are the dimensions okay? It's only so wide
Yeah.
of a hole that you can put it in.
Yeah, because it's in like a triangle. This piece of whatever it is. Oh, the box itself. That's going to be pushing it. The item inside could probably fit since it's a triangle, and you can kind of like turn it as you put it in to make it fit. The box.
Didn't we fit Saren's dead body?
Yes, but a body can morph and can be cracked and broken
Chopped up.
and
And it's thinner
Chopped up.
than most things. I wasn't sure what the box's dimensions were.
in box dimensions. I believe I had. Anybody write it down, or do I have to look it up?
It was a cube.
2 feet long, less than 1 foot wide at the widest. Or that was the thing. Hold on. I had it. A foot wide, 2 feet long, 6 inches tall.
All right, so then yeah, it should fit fine.
Sounds like a letter opener box.
At
more
2
than a thing.
2 feet is the diameter I got, so if it can fit within 2 feet, the box can go in. Unless we want me to try and get it open again and get just the thing out.
Well,
We're keeping that in the box.
You can spin it because it's a rectangle. It's not a square. You can do it the 1 foot side and just slide it long ways in. But yeah, you can do that. It should fit.
Should we keep the books separate? Because I think the books have important information too.
Yeah, we need to try to figure out what they say.
By the way, the box, it had the 2 locks on it. Racha, you unlocked one side. The box lid got put back on it. Are you guys actually locking the other side as well?
Oh yeah, Rashi locked the other locks after what happened with Nori.
Rashi doesn't have a
but-
key unless he has lockpicks.
Well, if it's just a padlock, so it can just get pushed close again. Okay, good to know. And you're putting it in your bag, right, Racha?
It's locked.
Richard will move a good 20 feet away from everybody, but then he'll put it into his bag.
Okay.
Just in case. Okay, well, where should we head back to town? Do you think
He's
that...
doing something. Trying to put it into the bag is doing something.
So... Nori, do you
A mini
think we
black
should go
hole.
back to the Navarad guy? I can't remember his name, sorry, Val.
I don't know if he super wants to see us again.
Varad.
Oh, I put an N in there. I knew there wasn't an N.
Kaporin
Do we think maybe
implies
there's a
that
magic shop that would help your eyes?
Oh no!
So you guys see Rachad kind of move away as he's starting to insert the box into the bag itself. The bag being a very magical item, and the box actually being anti-magical. It's not just lead-lined. It is actually anti-magical. There is a connection of 2 dissident forces going against one another. And it only happens once the item is completely in that the ricochet happens. The bag impacts the floor into the ground and actually digs down into the earth about 5 feet. Racha and the box, on the other hand, go flying in the opposite direction. The main impacts, and yes, you can use evasion for this, Racha. The main impact that happens, it's weird as you guys have seen explosions, you've seen different sort of effects from magical entities before. This is almost the absence of an effect. There is the loud crack, the sound of what seems to be an explosion, but no bright light, no essence being derived out of anywhere. It is the opposite effect. And Racha, still holding onto the box, gets let loose beyond you guys, traveling for...
I believe I can fly.
traveling for 300 feet into the forest.
That's how the DM gets you to go near the grubs more.
What the fuck
Emmerich
just happened?
taking off.
Uh,
He's running straight in that
Towards
direction.
Racha, or
Towards where Racha was
Okay.
last seen, flying off like Team Rocket.
I thought you were Emmerich's like, I'm done with this shit. Bye, everybody. You're on your own now. I was like, no.
You just
What just happened?
Nori's hearing R2D2 noises go sailing off into the distance.
Warren's giving an audio play-by-play. He's giving an audible right now to Nori as everything is happening.
The bird has gone off to
Go
the side.
help him!
He's inserting the box into... and there he goes!
And since the
Man,
forest is very
get outta
dangerous,
here.
both my sword and shield are already out.
Alright.
Yeah.
Someone go after him?
Yes, Emmerich went after him.
So, for you, Racha, this far into the forest, it is densely packed as far as the trees go. I should be saying jungle. This far into the jungle, the trees are densely packed, so it does break your fall, and you don't take any actual fall damage as you're going through the canopy and across the very large, luscious bushes and plant life that exists out here. Your immediate reaction is to look around you for grubs and bromelo and vines. Luckily, you're far enough in where none of these things seem to be prevalent or sentient in any degree. Go ahead and give me a perception check for your flight, though. there's a moment after the explosion that you get rocketed into the sky that in the back of your head you get, I believe I can fly. And you kind of take it in stride, spreading your arms out, just enjoying it. And then you realize that you're going on a downward trajectory and you're like, ah, shit. Not yet. But you take a quick gander as you're up here, and two things stand out to you. One, so you guys had originally come over to the house at this side of the mountain. It looks like lava flows, maybe not are not what's the word for it? Regular, but if a lava flow ever does erupt from this volcano, it comes on this side, and so this is the one side of the mountain that's not heavily dense jungle. But you look off as you're flying, and you can almost see it's almost a straight line down the volcano of where this lava flow goes. But about 1,000 feet off to your right, so 1,000 feet further into the jungle, there is a clearing, and it looks to be humanoid made. It does not seem to be a natural clearing, as it is very circular, like almost to perfection. Probably all in all together, it sits about maybe 1,000 feet long, 1,000 feet circle diameter for the whole thing. That's the first thing that is noticeable that you see going. But as you're starting to come down for your landing, you notice also that in the volcanic rock that is cascading along the sides of the volcano, you can see what looks to be an entrance into some sort of tunnel system into the actual volcano itself. The opening seems to be about 35, 40 feet long, maybe about 20 feet tall. You don't get a hell of a look at it as, impending death possibly coming up from underneath, but those things do stand out to you as major points of interest as you're traveling through the air. Once again, as Richa does. But you make impact, you look around, nothing seems to be bearing down trying to kill you immediately. But you have a rough idea, at least, where you got thrown and where the group is behind you. Luckily, with that perception check, you were able to kind of keep a pinpoint on your trajectory as you were moving along.
And sort of like sit up and just brush off all of his clothes and stuff, and it's like, well, you're not very fun. And he like looks down at the treasure chest.
Yep, luckily it was locked, so it did not come open and discharge its contents randomly into the forest.
Yay, small victories.
Kaporin's gonna reach into the hole and grab the bag before any of us go running off to find Richa.
It is 5 feet down and it's a bag, so it became a small item, so you'd have to dig to go get it.
Oh, can Kaporin's long ass arm just reach in there?
It-
Kaporin will dig.
It ejected itself into the ground with 52 points of force damage, so it's kind of down there and stuck. So
Kaporin will pulls out his crowbar and just starts digging at the dirt because that's all he got.
Gotcha.
If I had the bag of holding, I'd put out a shovel, but hey, I don't have the bag of holding yet.
You're about to.
I
I'm not even
Ate
sure
that
I have
box.
a bag of holding. Or I'm not even sure I have a shovel in my bag.
Did
You
you have a
buried
shovel when you
Sarah.
buried?
My space bar accidentally rolled that.
Alright, so Kaporin, you set yourself on the task of digging the bag out. What were you saying, Nori?
No, I was just saying that he buried Saren, so he would have a shovel.
Oh right, I did get
Dispose of the evidence.
miner's kit. The miner's kit.
I'm
Bought the
pretty.
miner's kit.
Wait, didn't you just get rid of it after you got done burying Saren though?
I keep hitting spacebar on my thing and it keeps rolling. But no, I had to purchase the miner's kit from that guy, and I was like,
Just
you know
to
what,
get the
fine, I'll keep
shovel.
it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so Amric has gone running off in the direction that Richa careened off into the sunset. Sunrise, technically, still. So opposite. Anyway. What, Kaporin is digging. Rashi, Bryn. Nori's stuck there, pretty much.
I'm gonna go with Emmerich to go find Richa, assuming that one of those two is gonna stay with Nori.
Just stay safe.
Rashi
I
will
yelled that to a tree.
go towards Nori and put out her arm and go, my arm is in front of you. Grab my hand.
Okay, I'll grab her hand.
Okay, good. You can let go now. I just wanted you to know where I was at.
Okay.
And then Nori's just standing there like, well, okay.
We
Alright.
should probably stay here until they tell us to leave, to come back, or go with them.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
As
if
Rashi's
there's
talking,
anything
she's
different.
slowly walking around you just to fuck
No,
with your
I'm not. That's no.
Absolutely just fuck with me, and I'm just like, why are you doing
Cha
this?
would do that.
Kaporin.
but
Kaporin
Rashi
would do
not.
that.
Kaporin would do it
Well,
too,
Kaporin will start playing a song and then start doing that.
which somehow does not make it better.
No, I just lightning bolts in a random direction and hopes it hits him.
So
So
120 feet off, you just hear, oh!
how would where would we go to get rid of your blindness then if my spell isn't working?
The only thing I could think that would help is greater restoration, but the likelihood of people having that is
I
not
don't-
very high.
I don't have that yet. No.
Okay.
I'm close, but
So,
not quite.
luckily I rolled like dog shit.
Yay! I mean, boo. I mean,
But-
yay!
Amric, remember the number 2? Bryn, remember the number 2. Hey, I rolled 8 times and you guys only got hit once apiece, so...
Stab yourself with the sword.
So as you guys are running, you both feel familial pains in 2 locations roughly around your calves. Amric, you take 7 points of piercing damage. Bryn, you take 12. But you guys both know what this means immediately. So there is still time to burn things away if need be. Amric, you're only about 30 feet away from Bryn when you guys both feel the same pain.
Yes,
Does
this
the-
is why we. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Does the floor look like this is gonna end soon, or are we just in it for a while?
By the time that you guys feel the pain and you're running, they're not as dense as they were underneath the vines, under the creature. But it does seem that now that you feel the pain, get ready to fix that problem, looking around, these grubs are scattered everywhere.
How far away from the rest of the group did we make it? Or
About
how
150
far-
feet. So you guys are like out of sight now and in the tree line itself. Nori, just fireball us. What? I don't have that.
Fireball in
that
this
kind of
general
range.
direction.
It only goes 30 feet.
I mean, I can smack the crap out of them with my mace and do fire damage to get those things out. They'll just take damage while I do that.
They're
Bryn has
also
her fire sword.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're also really far away.
That's true.
During this time, Bryn, you can activate your fire sword, and just do the fire damage to yourself, and that would get rid of your grubs. But for Amric, you can either choose to do Amric on your first turn or you on your first turn.
I'll do Emmerich the first turn.
Okay, so you run up to catch up to him as he's like starting to try and grab the back end of these grubs and activate your sword once again. So just roll the 2 pieces of fire damage. There you go. So you take 2 points of fire damage, but the grubs are taken care of for you.
Oh shit.
And Do you get your accent surge back on a short? Oh, you didn't get a short rest. Never mind. I was gonna say you could
Doesn't
get
she
yourself.
get 2 attacks?
Yeah, that's how she got both of Amric's. Because she's not even like attacking. She's like slowly putting the blade to the back of these things rather than like just like slapping them with it. So she's actually taking more time to do this.
I imagine also they're not as far in, that's a little bit easier to catch them.
Yeah. It's the only way that you can just get fire to them right away without taking piercing damage, which Bryn, fortunately, by the time your turn comes back around, if you want to get rid of them. Luckily, they're still pretty not as deep in there, so I would say take half of your sword damage. So half of your slashing, whatever you roll for that. I think it's a D10 or D12.
D8.
Okay, so roll D4s instead. So a D4, then the fire damage. Okay, so there you go. But now that you know this is an actual thing that might be happening as you guys are moving through the forest, I would say you guys are smart enough to slow down a bit and slowly go in that direction, either clearing them out in front of you or just avoiding them altogether.
Yeah, I was gonna say Avric's gonna pull out and light a torch and start just holding it near the ground and burning them as they come out. If he
Well, the
can.
problem is that they're not only in the ground.
So I'll use my sword, and he'll use the torch.
Well, you both have shields, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, so with him using the torch and you both shielding above yourselves, I would say it's an easy situation to... And you do hear the occasional ploop, ploop on top of your shield as these things come cascading from the top of the canopy.
Nori from far away. Should we be worried about the grub things?
No, says Kaporin. Face down, ass up in the hole.
A very normal position for him.
Yeah, you're not digging very well in that position, though.
It's with a crowbar, so he's not digging very well regardless.
True.
He's just trying to get like create enough space that he can pull up the bag, but he's working at it slowly.
About 50 more feet in for you two, the grubs stop. No more visage of them on the floor, or on the trees, in the bushes, or in the canopy above you. So you guys can relax and head further in. And Rashad, during this time, what would you have liked to have been doing?
He'd probably just be looking around, trying to get his bearings of like orient himself in terms of where those things he saw were in comparison to where he was.
Okay. Easy enough to do with your perception. Just check.
And then if is there like no threat around me at all, or
Make a new perception check. Looking around, you don't seem to see any creatures or grubs or anything like that seem to be bearing down upon you or even looking at you. Like, you're seeing the occasional bird flutter through the jungle. Occasional possible, like, small animal moving around here or there, but nothing super close and nothing towards you.
is there like a vine on the ground somewhere?
Yeah, there's hanging vines randomly around.
I guess he's gonna like take as much vine as he can and create like a little lash backpack to like strap the chest to his back, so he doesn't have to be just carrying it all. And then, pull out his sword and start heading the direction towards his friends.
Start
And
bushwhacking.
Yeah, sabering anything in front of me, and keeping an eye out for those stupid worms.
All right, easy enough to do. There's one point in time as you're sort of bushwhacking through some of these plants and things that are getting in your way that you start to hear something approaching you at a very heavy speed.
From like, is it Brandon Amrick's direction or?
Possibly. It doesn't seem to be directly from where they came, so you're not sure.
Can I like get up into a tree?
Make an acrobatics check. Easy enough to do. You find the closest tree and kind of just hop, skip, and jump your way up it. Kind of sitting on one of the branches, looking around quickly to make sure no grubs or anything. Very nice. And kind of standing there and waiting, and all of a sudden you see Bryn and Amric just running past you.
Did you see how far he flew?
I thought we would have seen him by now, I guess, but guess not.
Can I land on their shield?
All of a sudden, as you guys are just keeping it loosely above you, just in case some more grubs come down, which one?
Whoever was in front, I guess, as they're like coming up quickly.
So Amric is underneath you, and then you jump down. Amric, all of a sudden, the small pitter-patter of grubs randomly falling upon your shield was keeping you weary, but it hasn't happened in a bit. Then all of a sudden, koosh! I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I'm good at those. Why am I rolling at disadvantage?
Yeah, go ahead and keep it at disadvantage. It's fine. It's a surprise attack.
Alright, I'll switch it back.
Like any good anime, there's a moment in time where the person either trips or falls and they just like face plant and the legs are sticking awkwardly up in the air. But this time, insert a shield with a Racha on top. As Racha's just like, ta-da!
No, I'd stand up and be like, whew, I flew. And just like brush myself off.
I'll help Emmerich up first while staring at Racha. Are you okay, Emmerich?
I'll live. Where in the world did you come from, Racha?
I think he came from up there, and he's gonna point up to the tree.
I'm gonna pull out the box and go and do my R2D2 noises, mimicking my shooting off into the air.
Are you okay?
Two plus two, I figured water.
Well, I'm glad you're alive. I guess go back now. Since you're okay.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan.
You should probably stay close. There were quite a few of those worm things on the way here.
He just nods and he'll wait until the whole group's back together before he mentions the things he saw.
Okay, so taking a flanking position on either side of Racha, you guys kind of heading back. Luckily, there's a nice, large, obvious path that the two of you bursted through that hopefully nothing's following you. But regardless, you guys know exactly where to go to run back as you guys make your way. Kaporan, what's your passive perception? Okay.
Can I just be listening for things?
Sure.
Since I got left.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Let's do it.
You have lots of senses. Just touch isn't useful in this one instance.
Yeah, that is a 10. So I rolled a 2.
Sounds about right.
What?
Use your sense of taste like a snake. I can just see Nori doing that. This works when I'm in snake form. So, Kaporin, you're sitting there digging with the crowbar, and like you have to take breaks because crowbar is not the best thing for digging. But you're kind of like, and you go and you dig a little bit more, and you're seeing little tufts of the fabric of the bag of holding as it's starting to get some sunlight in its little hole now as you're digging closer and closer. And you get to a point where you're like, okay, one more like good round of digging, and you'll get to it, and kind of like lean back, stretch your back out a little bit, and then go down to start digging again, and the tuft's no longer there.
What the hell?
You kind of quickly dig into the hole a little bit more, thinking, okay, maybe some dirt just fell over it or something. Seems like the bag is gone. You've reached the bottom of your hole.
Rashi, can you come? I need a second opinion. Can you look? Do you see the bag? It was just there.
Rashi, what's your passive perception?
17.
Okay. So, Kaporin asks you to help.
I'll go look in the hole that he's been hacking at.
Seems to be empty.
Yeah, nope, indeed, there doesn't seem to be anything there. Huh.
What in the
I
world?
mean,
Kapor-
bags of holding aren't my school of magic, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you lose it?
Kaporin's
Can
like
you turn
yelling over his
invisible?
shoulder. How could I lose it? It's in the hole.
Did something else take it?
I mean, I was digging. I don't see anything that came out.
Touch the
I
end of your crowbar?
Are there
Maybe
footprints?
you ripped it?
You can't see footprints.
Wait, can you rip a bag of holding with a crowbar?
I don't think you can. I kind of just take the end of the crowbar and start poking around at the bottom of the hole. It's like, is nothing
All dirt.
there?
Rashi, compare and check for footprints.
I mean,
Survival
I'm-
checks if you're checking.
I mean, I've been here the whole time.
Kaporin's been digging at this hole for the past it's a
Past
six,
like minute
so
and a half.
nothing. Yeah, so it's like Kaporin's just been working at it. Like, how could he have lost it? Lost it. Losed it.
We all lose it every now and again, okay?
Kaporin loses it
Rashi,
every
just
time he gets.
tell me what you roll.
I rolled a 20.
Looking around the hole itself before Kaporin makes a mess of it as he's kind of like spinning around searching for it. There does seem to be a small pair of footprints that seem to come up to the hole and then almost go back on themselves a little bit, back the forest in the opposite direction that Amric and Bryn ran. You look as to where the footprints have gone over to the jungle, and you see a very small individual just kind of leaned up against a tree, just kind of nonchalantly pulling into the bag randomly. There's a few items scattered around the floor here around them. You can't see what they are. It's too much shade and too much contrast between the bright sun and the dark of the
You said they're in the direction that Bryn and Amric and Rachar are?
opposite direction.
Opposite. Rashi, can I tell if the small person is like a halfling or a human or?
Now, they're decently far away. They're about a good 120 feet away in the opposite portion of the jungle foliage. And with the contrast of the sun and the darkness of the jungle behind it, it's too hard to make anything out right now.
Okay.
But they've noticed you
Rashi.
noticed them, and they're just standing there
Oh,
still.
and they just don't really care.
Nope.
Rashi, okay, well then I won't do my first action. I'm going to do my more impulsive action. She will. Can I cast my thaumaturgy cantrip?
Okay.
I'm gonna do the booming voice one, so I don't have to shout all that loud.
All right.
but I'm sure it'll be loud enough that Bryn and Emmerich will hear me because it's very loud. But I will talk at the person going, "That's not your bag. Please bring it back."
Nori gets very startled and falls over.
Kaporan gets really startled and falls in the hole. Just a foot.
Really?
Just a foot. Not like the hole's not that big.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys have heard her do this before, but
There's just no warning.
So I'm like,
there was just no warning that I was doing it this time.
Um,
I'm searching the hole and I fall in head first, and I'm just kind of like, my head's stuck in the hole now.
as far as Bryn, Emmerich, and Racha hearing it, the jungle is too dense for you guys to pick up on it.
Team half elf losing a bag.
Nori, she quiets her voice a little bit, even though it still booms. Can you tell Bryn that we have a thief?
I can't tell anybody anything. I don't know what's happening.
We have a thief. Someone's taken Racha's bag.
Can you give us back our stuff, please?
She's just yelling at a tree again.
Yeah, just yelling at a tree. No idea where she is. Just like, I'm so lost right now.
Speak with plants is in that tree's gonna be like, why is she yelling at me?
I don't have.
Yo, Holmes, why you fucking yelling at me, eh?
Then Rashi was like, wait, hold on. And she has a thought. She goes, preferably with the stuff inside of it, since it's not yours.
Doesn't seem to respond. It notices you guys, knows that you're talking to it, doesn't.
I'm going to say all of that again in every language I know until it responds.
What do you have?
I have Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Underdwarvish.
Nope.
Kaporan.
Nori's gonna try and Goblin.
What are you saying, Goblin?
Can we get our bag back, please? With all its stuff? We kind of need it. It's our friends.
Find his keepers.
No, not really.
Lost.
You're digging for something,
How
right?
far are they?
Yes, for
How
our
far away
friend's
is
bag.
I don't see a friend here.
Because he got launched into the forest at surprising speed.
Find his keepers.
It wasn't
it's
lost.
Not Finders Keepers.
Nori, tell him it wasn't lost.
It wasn't lost. It just got buried in a hole. Can we
What you
please
want
have it
for
back? What do we want for it? It's our bag.
I don't think so. Seems to be in my
Oh.
possession.
Kaporan, use his command.
Snaps its fingers. Counterspelled.
But there goes my mantle of majesty for the day.
And he immediately moves 30 feet back into the jungle. That's not nice.
Well, you're
Yeah,
not
I
nice
know.
first. She's still yelling. She knows it can't understand her. She's still yelling anyway.
Hey, can we please have our bag back? I'm not gonna ask again.
I'm over here.
I can
Kaporan
hear
turns
you.
her-
I know, but you're facing in opposite directions. Weird.
Nori will turn. I'm sorry, I'm blind currently. This is an upsetting development.
I'm sorry. That must suck.
Yeah, it really does. And then you stole our bag, and I can't do things because I'm blind.
If you want, I can give you your stuff back. It's gonna
Okay.
cost ya.
What is it gonna cost me?
What you got? Kind
I
of
actually
Tell him
don't
we
starts,
have
have
very
lots
much.
of things.
starts to slowly creep in back.
Tell him
moves
we
about
have
15
lots of
feet
things.
closer.
You have to be more specific.
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, buddy.
Well, got lots of things in here. And he goes, and you see him reach into the bag, full arm, turn the bag to its side, and then yanks the bottom of it out. And everything just into the ground.
Oh no, the D20 is in there. Oh no.
But no one
Oh,
rolled
no.
it. It's just in a box.
But
The
I mean,
worry,
is it in a box
is the
and then in there?
explosive stuff that's in there.
well, then it kills itself and we have a bag without a problem. In best case scenario, it blows itself up. Problem solved.
Something tells me that you might be in the radius of those explosions.
Am
that is
I?
true.
And none of them,
Well,
none
we're
of the
a-
explosive stuff would actually go off.
We're 120 feet away. So.
Technically, there's not even really anything explosive in there.
Only in Rachazan.
Your notes for your bag of holding are up to date, right?
For the most part, I think the only thing I don't have is the miners stuff that Kaparn was referring to, because I'd never actually put it in there. But yeah, other than that, it's up to. Let me look at it though.
Okay, so the D20 we put in something else and then put it back in the bag.
Yeah, it's
So
in the
it won't
chest
roll on
with the
its-
acid
okay.
jars.
Okay, good. Well, maybe not good. I don't know, but okay.
That sounds very not good.
That's what,
Yeah, that's the only thing. Those are the only two things I think that aren't written down on there. Is the D20 that's also in the same chest as the acid jars, and the mining kit.
Okay. So, as things get violently launched out of the bag onto the ground, not directly at his feet, but at a slight angle, and 5 feet from him. Because I believe your oh yeah concoctions are on your waistband, right?
Yeah, I have my
Oh.
bomb on my hip.
Which
That's
would have
what I
been
was
fun
worried
for you
about.
landing on. As you flew through.
It's not on my butt.
But so everything gets violently discharged from the bag itself, and as like the last couple items come out, you see the guy kind of shaking it, and then for flavor, he shakes it a couple more times, and like a pickaxe falls out. He kind of like looks into it, and like, all right.
That wasn't nice.
Well, she just said she don't have much on her, so we'll just see if there's anything in here I might like.
Ah,
And
so
then-
you
I meant
do
on
speak
me.
common.
I'm saying that she's
Okay.
gonna be talking.
Yeah, Nori's
to-
translating.
Oh,
Nori's
okay.
going to stand up with her staff and just make sure she's not bumping into anything and walk over to this guy.
Porn, am I guiding her?
Kaporn, can you guide her while I stay here in
Okay.
one spot?
If you guys are moving, then he
Okay.
is going to grab and run.
Okay, wait.
Nori can't see this, so
I can give you a thing, and it's a cool thing. You did a spell, right? You did a spell, didn't you?
he's the spell.
Wouldn't yeah, he used counterspell, but you're blind.
Technically, command is. I mean, you wouldn't know. I'm just saying a word that has the spell of command, and if it failed, it failed. But I don't know. I don't want to play that.
I don't
Is
know.
counters-
Koperin usually would probably make a very disappointed sound if it didn't work.
Oh,
I figured I could put two. Yeah.
Yeah, you put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, so what of it? Got to
Um,
protect myself out here.
Okay. Well, that's reasonable.
He's sifting through while talking to you.
Yeah.
You're hearing the clink clink
Nori's-
of different stuff.
Nori's going to take out her ring of life stealing that she unattuned to a while ago because she was just rolling so poor. She's like, I don't want to deal with this. If I accidentally hit my friend, I'm going to do so much damage. And she's going to go, I have this.
Kind of creeps forward into the light a little bit, and you see a goblin standing there and seems to be wearing some sort of nice shirt at one point in time that has long started to get grubby and fraying at the edges. It buttons up, but like only 3 buttons are left. And looks like he's wearing some sort of, probably were pants at one point, but are now cut off shorts. And just has like this small mop of black hair that kind of goes off to one side of his head.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. But there's some nice stuff here. I mean, if you're holding on to that over there, then that must mean a lot to you. None of this stuff means nothing to you. Oh,
No.
And he kind of looks down at something. That looks like it hurts. Ugh. Kind of just like starts kicking some dirt on something in the pile.
Oh boy. Well, because that's my friend's stuff, not mine, and I don't want to lose it. So I'd rather trade something of mine so that you would give it back.
Kind of looks over, roll a perception check, see what he sees.
Rashi yells at them, even though they're not that far away. I could just cast something at him and kill
No,
him if he'd prefer.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
want
kill
to,
him.
but I can.
That's rude.
No, I just wound him. We do wounding. I can heal
Yeah,
him.
but
I'm
if
a
you...
cleric. I have spells.
Yeah, but you're still attacking someone. Don't attack people.
He's being
That's for
rude.
Corinne.
He is
It's
being rude.
defense.
I so want him to take the dress for Tat and put it on, but
Please, please do, Bree, please. I want to see it.
he did.
No, I can't see it. Damn it.
I did
Warren
roll.
will draw it out for you.
I did roll a natural 19 on his investigation, so he sees everything in here. And he is a spellcaster, so he knows. Let's just say he's not just looking at these items. Detect magic.
He's appraising. He's appraising it.
Yeah, he's got detect magic on. He's not looking at you guys, so no one can notice this happening.
Nori is
Maybe he'll
praying
stay
that
here
the
long
very
enough
fast Rachaw is coming soon, and that she can keep him talking long enough that he will...
Kaporin, make a perception check. Since Nori is
Perception.
blind.
Kaporin is also offering to do it to clean up the goblin with his skill. Oh, it's 11.
Okay.
Give the goblin a good.
The goblin kind of like pushes his foot through everything that's going on, leans over, looks at some stuff. You kind of hear some metal being thrown as like a shovel gets thrown that way, and Kaporin's just like fucker, and just a couple loose items get kind of tossed around, and you just hear the goblin go, whatever. And then he kind of like comes over, and now Kaporin, you can see he's got a blue-green glow to his eyes as he's looking at the ring that Nori's holding out, and he goes, all right. And kind of throws the bag at you, Kaporin, and Nori, you feel the ring get snatched out of your hand.
Nori is not going to fight it and just go, but you're giving us the rest of our stuff back.
Yeah, it's
Correct?
over there.
That's very helpful for me. We already established that I am blind.
Well,
And he kind of goes behind you and like grabs your hips and like turns you so that way you're facing the pile of everything.
and says,
That's not going to help.
keep walking about 60 feet.
Can I do an insight check on him to make sure he's not going to just like fuck me over and I'm going to walk into a bunch of grubs?
Kaporin with you can attest to
we're
the fact
standing
that
there, like,
it's
watching
pointing in
things.
the right direction.
Okay.
He just can't understand what the goblin's saying, but he's watching everything go down.
Yeah, you see the
He
goblin
really wants to
grab
make the
her.
goblin there.
I mean, he's not letting you touch him, okay? This is fabulousness that he has accumulated over the last few years. But
Kaporin is so much more fabulous, though. He
you
could totally
you see
pull
the
out the pink
goblin.
wig.
You see the goblin grab her, turn her, and point in the direction. This is more for you, Kaporin, than it is for her, because he knows she can't see.
I will remove that from my thing. You
Good.
can keep it.
Kaporin, you see as the goblin immediately tries inserting the ring into his earlobe.
Okay. May I ask
Face.
your name?
My friends call me Sir Pon. But my enemies call me Pon the Destroyer.
I'm sorry, I'm texting my sister. It's nice to meet you.
As you're reaching your hand out to an empty space, and he kind of walks over, shakes your hand.
Nice to meet you
Alright.
too. But wish I put you under friends or enemies. I already know what the big one's going to be.
He tried to cast a spell on you, correct?
Yes.
Koparan, please say you're sorry.
I sorry.
You have no idea what for. You just were told to say sorry.
Nori's just speaking in this horrible little gravelly goblin, like this gravelly gremlin language, and it's just like, and then back in common with her normal, slightly high elven voice. Say sorry.
It's like, sorry. What did I do?
Apology accepted.
And then Kaporin, beneath you, a purple and green gate seems to open up below, right under your feet as you start to fall forward. And you get teleported 500 feet back into the jungle where Bryn and Amric had ran.
So is he beyond where we were then?
No, because they had started moving towards him, and he was already like a good 150 feet away. So, just as Amric, Bryn, and Racha, you guys are about to start heading back, you hear
What the fuck?
What the hell did you do?
If
You
I
asking me?
shouted at my loudest with the boom, would Bryn and Amrik and Rachel hear me? Or it's too thick.
it's too thick. Yeah,
Sorry.
it's too much live
Okay.
vegetation going on.
My voice did a weird crack there for a moment.
No worries.
I'm sorry.
Kaporan,
Let me rephrase that. Are you okay? And what the hell did you do?
well, thank you for asking. I'm fine.
Well,
My ass hurts a little bit, but I think Nori's in danger. She's talking to this little gremlin, and he stole Rachal's bag and sent me in this portal. We need to get back there now.
Are we in the
She's by
grub
herself.
point?
No, this was just as you guys were going to start heading back. So, like, you just found Racha, and you were going to start going backwards. And then all of a sudden, kadoosh. Arcane
Kaporan
Gate,
has,
man.
like, no... I was wondering what spell that was. It's just like, what the... But Kaporan just has no idea what the conversation actually transpired, so...
It was just...
He's-
Say you're sorry, Kaporin. Sorry?
Yeah, because Nori only translated for Rashi because Rashi started talking to him first. And she told you guys to go forward because someone should stay in the one spot
All
that
Kaporin
everyone
knows is
else could
that
find.
possibly Nori got turned.
Yeah. So basically, Kaporin's making out like this guy's a really big enemy, like, and he's now Nori's in
BBEG
danger.
right here.
Like,
He has
Nori's in
no
major
sense of
danger
what's
right
actually
now.
dangerous.
You thought
You know
Barnabas was
what?
the shit. It's all
I
about
feel
Paul.
like insight checking. I'm gonna insight check Kaporin.
Go ahead.
Kaporin is fully content that this guy's a danger, and
20.
Nori's in trouble.
According to Kaporin, he believes everything he says.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, my one good insight check of the campaign, probably.
On a useless person because they believe so hard that what's happening
Yep.
is negative. So I'd say you guys probably pick up the pace heading back towards.
I mean,
You're
can
ever-
we though? Because Kaporin's slow as heck.
Yeah, well, he's got a hunch and kind of like
Kaporin,
get under you guys as you guys shield up and move forward. But during that time, Nori, you all of a sudden hear a and you no longer feel
what's that?
Kaporin next to you.
Pawn.
I didn't
Sir
hurt
Pond,
him.
what
I
did you
didn't
do?
hurt him. I just sent him away. He's not far
Why?
away. I sent him to your other friends just because he tried doing a spell at me. I
Suppose that's
didn't
true.
hurt him.
Okay, I will take that.
Can he help with your blindness? Can I stop yelling at you now?
Well, she's asking if you can help with my blindness, but I take that as a no, because you don't seem like a healer caster. You seem more arcane.
Can't help with blindness. I mean, I can give you something that'll work for an hour. But
And what is that?
that's about it. It makes it so you don't really need to see with your eyes. You kind of feel things around you and know where everything's at. But
Well, that's cool.
That's about all I got.
That's an impressive spell.
So,
Nori, again, is trying to... Nori has dealt with goblins in the past, and so it's just like very pleasant conversation. I'm a friend. We're just going to talk. There's nothing bad happened here, because so many people are mean to goblins. So it's just like, I will treat you as a person.
I mean, and he kind of like leans up and then just pokes you in the forehead, right where the third eye would be, and you now have blind sight up to 30 feet
Oh, red.
for an hour.
Nori goes, oh, thank you. That is much appreciated. Reaches out to shake his hand.
And he kind of shakes and bows and like pulls it over and like does a very fangy kiss onto the back of the hand. But it doesn't cut or bleed or anything, so.
So what are you doing out here?
It's where I live.
Where exactly? Do you live here? There are a lot of weird grubs here.
Oh, they make great stew.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, you will kill the fuckers before they kill you.
Yeah. We had to do that, and then Nori like moves her pant leg to see like the massive burn she has from
Oh, yeah, it's not good, is
singeing
it?
herself. No.
He starts poking it with a very
Ow.
long, pointy,
Ow.
slightly
Ow.
pincery edged claw.
I'd appreciate it if you stopped. This hurts.
Oh, sorry. It's starting to get
Thank you.
infected, just letting you know.
Oh joy. Nori's gonna cast Cure Wounds on it.
Cure Wounds won't fix this.
Oh joy. I'll have to do Lesser Restoration or something, won't I?
Yeah.
Do I have that stocked?
I cast Lesser Restoration on her. It should have worked for the infection, even if it didn't work for the blindness.
Not if it's multiple. Like, you cured some of it, but not all of it.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah. And it's more of the fact that, like, something can get infected after it started healing, and that's the problem that's going on. It's just more of, like, pussy stuff.
Yep, okay, cool. We're good. Yep, that's yeah.
I do have Lesser Restoration, so I am going to cast that, but that is my last second level spell.
And as you did so, it kind of clears it up and turns everything more to, like, a bruised purple.
And he goes, ooh, fancy.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah, it's right. Here you go.
And from his lower waist, with your blind sight, you're able to kind of sense what's going on. Out of what seems to be a void, he pulls out a tome.
Kind of, this was just insurance in case you guys weren't friendly. It came from the bag over there.
Nori will take it and we'll go, thank you for giving it back. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's no problem.
I am worried that when my companions come back, they will attack you.
They can try.
Are you fast?
You don't know the half of it.
Nice. Unfortunately, I'm not fast right now.
Well, things happen. I mean, you're blind and all.
Yeah. I hope I can fix that eventually.
If you don't mind, as lovely as you are, could you try and talk with your eyes closed? It's just a very creepy thing to be talking to you and you just fucking face, like, eyes pointed in a completely other direction. I keep trying to, like, hop in front of you to get that location, but then you move it again. It's very awkward. Don't mean to be rude, it's just throwing me a bit off.
Of course. Nora will close her eyes.
Ah, much better. Now it's just like I'm talking to you while you're sleeping.
Okay.
People do that a
Alright.
lot around here.
I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Oh yeah, astral projection's big in this part.
Astral projection?
Yeah, people always leaving their bodies in the middle of the night and going for gallivanting.
How on earth do you do that?
Well, there's a certain tree out in the jungle that when you get some of its sap and you take some of its leaves and you boil them together, they allow you to exhume from yourself when you sleep.
Ah, drug trip.
This way, not really a drug trip. I mean, I got drugs if you want drugs, but this is more of like actually taking your embodiment out of your body and being able to do stuff. So, this is a way for you to constantly be working.
That's another meaning to round the clock.
Yeah. Used to be a slave thing back in the day, but now people just do it for fun.
That is incredibly dark.
Well, yeah, I mean, all these islands over here used to be owned by a god, and the god made these trees and made people take this substance so that way they would have to work constantly throughout the day, and then when they sleep, they had to keep working throughout the night.
Sorry, writing stuff down.
How far are we from
With your hurried coming backness, you guys would probably just be clearing the forest, the jungle line behind the house. So you still gotta move around the house. They're gonna be still like a good 200 something feet away, but you're out of the grub area.
Can they see Rashi? Because she's still standing where the hole is at.
Not yet. No, they have the house is
Okay.
in their view right now from where you guys were.
If I shouted with thaumaturgy, will they hear me now?
Yeah,
Like,
but
she just periodically shouts until they hear her.
okay. Yeah, you guys hear Rashi shout what?
Everything's fine. No one's in danger.
So you've just been
Nori's
periodically shouting over and over again?
Yeah, until they
Oh no,
hear me.
that's not a good thing to do. I think Nori would have told you to be quiet at some point. Because we are in a forest and there are creatures
true.
living here. Rashi, please be quiet.
It's alright. It went quiet about a minute ago. Around Rashi's area.
What?
Sorry.
Oh.
She's just yelling a lot, and you don't want to be attracting the beasties. So I just made it quiet over there in that general direction.
Silence?
Yeah.
Smart.
You gotta do it sometimes, especially, and he kind of points off in a direction, and then he like realizes, oh shit, you can't see, and he's like, oh wait, no, yeah, you can. So he just reaffirms himself and points. So for you guys, it would be a northeasternly direction. It says, there's a couple big beasties layers over there, and if you want to travel through without making any noise, it's the easiest way to do it.
There's a couple big beasties.
But would they have heard her before the silence?
No, if you were periodically yelling during this entire time, about the third yell, he would have silenced you.
Son of a biscuit. Well, hopefully they'll see her first and how she's just nonchalantly standing there.
Well,
She
Nori
must be sure. Get him.
is sitting down talking to this weird little goblin. Lost my train of thought. Big beasties. What are they?
Oh, there's all sorts. Then you gotta worry about the ones that have been taken by the grubs.
Yeah, we came across 2 of those.
Hey, they're not fun.
No, they're really not.
That's why I say eat them. You know, stick it to them, give it back to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Eye for an eye type of thing.
Mouth for a stomach.
at this point in time, the group rounds the corner of the home and the house, and you guys can see now Nori sitting down next to this goblin who's standing, looking directly at her. Rashi standing about from here, about a good 60 feet away, just standing there. And then as you guys peel around the corner and try to yell anything, it's all quiet. Nothing comes out. The silence moves into your guys' location as well.
Oh, and Nori can't see him.
Too far away.
Bryn's gonna not run towards it since she sees that they're sitting there, but walk quickly over to Nori.
Okay. It's interesting. So from where you guys appeared, you're running everything that you were doing, there is no noise. But then you start moving towards Rashi, and there's a little bit of distance between, as you're moving, that your footsteps gather noise again. And then you move a little closer to Rashi, and they go silent once more.
Oh, your friends are here.
Has it been a minute, by the way?
A minute? Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, they're
she
here?
doesn't have thaumaturgy on anymore.
Nori will look around. She can't see him yet because they're not in her radius. Waves and goes, everything's okay. This is Pawn. Don't hurt him.
Can we?
Made a trade. Oh wait, you can't even hear me because you're in silence.
No, just anything in their location that makes sound can't be created. I think they can hear it. Oh no, the creatures are deafened while inside it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just see Nori stand up and start waving, saying something, but you guys can't hear it.
Yeah, Bryn's gonna move.
Look, she's asking for help.
Kapor, you're quiet too.
Amric's focusing on de-escalation, so he's gonna walk with Bryn, and he's gonna, if she tries to move fast, he's gonna try and keep her back at a walking pace, and he's also gonna
Yeah,
put
she's
away.
not gonna go faster. She's gonna walk, but she's gonna walk quickly.
Pons instinctually kind of stepped behind Nori and off to the side a little bit, just to be safe.
Just like use her as a meat shield.
I don't think they can kind of hear you right now.
Oh, damn.
Hold on. And you hear a snapping, and all of you guys can hear, talk, and sound returns to you all.
All right, I can hear you now.
Oh, thank you. Hi. This is Pawn. Please don't hurt him.
Sir Pawn.
Sir Pawn. This is Sir Pawn. And
Billingsley, Devonshire of the Woods.
Nori says that. I'm not gonna try because
Sir Pawn, Billingsley, Devonshire of the Woods.
Nori says that. Just again, having dealt with goblins in the past, knows just to keep it. Just give them what they want. It's fine. It's not hurting anybody. And then Oparin, are you okay?
My ass hurts, but I'm all right. But what the hell was that? I was here for a second and gone the next. And are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just talking to Pawn. He was explaining that since you cast a spell on him, he cast a spell on you. But didn't hurt you.
Guess that's
Oh,
fair,
and he gave me a spell so I can kind of see for a little while.
Is that
That's also good.
is that a long-term fix?
No, it is not.
Then sword and shield are away at this point. And he's gonna pull out the little blindfold that he made. He says, well, for after it wears off, I made this since it'll be easier than telling everyone we meet that you can't see anymore.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Kind of turns to you, Nori, and goes,
probably be easier if I did this.
And he kind of touches his throat. And he goes, "Hello, all." And you can all understand him in your native languages.
Oh, thank you, finally.
Well, to be fair, she's the only friend I've got here.
I never hurt you. I just shouted at you to please give our things back.
Well, yes, you'll be shouting in the forest with lots of beasties.
Are you the reason
There,
got he came to us though, instead of God knows where?
Sorry, what was that? You speak up louder, Missy.
Damn this fucking thing. Are you the reason he, I guess, teleported to us instead of
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah, I sent him away. He was being a bad boy.
Well, no, but you could have sent him anywhere, and you sent him at least close to us.
Yeah, so which guys you ran, which way you ran and just sent him to you. I didn't
Okay,
hurt
how long were
him
you? How long were you watching us?
the whole time. You guys make a bit of a ruckus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
Nice
Well-
cleaning up with the fire, though.
I didn't want to deal with them anymore.
It's alright. This should go on the stew nicely.
Yeah, if you would like to do that, be my
Oh, I
guest.
already took like 30 of them.
And he kind of opens up his shirt, and you just see like charcoal remnants of a lot of the grubs that you, while your short rest was happening. He rolled a 29 on his stealth, and he went over and was just scooping some up.
He was there the whole time. Oh my goodness, I love that so much.
Well, if you aren't intent on being your enemy, I see no reason not to be friends. And Amric will kneel down near him and offer his hand and say, "I go by Amric."
So, born Billingsley, Devonshire of the Woods. She didn't say it quite right, so I just wanted to make sure it got through translation.
Of course.
It's a bit of a tongue twister, I know. So, it's alright. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
Kind of just looks at everyone else and goes,
But I guess I've got two friends here, at least.
Bryn would follow suit. Nice to meet you, Sir Fawn and Bryn.
kind of reaches out and then kind of recoils back as your runes start to light up as he gets closer. He's like, and you see him kind of like look around quickly and like reaches up his back and pulls out a stick that, as he pulls out, you see his shirt kind of frump even more. Looks like he was using this to kind of keep his shirt up, but like a shirt that's been overstretched to the point where it starts to like really sag. He pulls out this like 1.5 foot long stick, and he uses that, and he like slaps it into your hand and like shakes the stick.
Why did you do that?
Some people's magic aren't the best to be mucking about with.
Have I had that reaction before where...
Have you met goblins before?
Okay, no, I don't think so then.
Kaporan's kind of like upset that he got flown portaled 500 feet, but he comes up. He's like, "Well, now that I can understand you, I'm sorry."
As you walk up
It
to him,
was
he
a-
kind of like just points the stick at you and goes,
We need to
I'm
keep our
sorry.
distance. You can say you're sorry from back there.
Kaporan's kind of like, "What the freaking crap!" Kaporan goes to pick up Rachar's crap on the floor.
Nori misses her
Charles
mind
already
thing.
over there. He hasn't even approached you guys at all whatsoever. He beeline straight for it.
So all your stuff besides the book, because Nori has that, the enchanted book. All your stuff's there, except the 2 acid jars broke inside the chest and destroyed the chest. So the die is just sitting there on the floor. It's too strong to be destroyed by that.
Does Kaporan pick it up while Rachar's cleaning?
Probably that's the first thing Racha picks up. Actually, if you would have gotten the bag from... Actually, no, Kaporan has the bag.
On our way back, I
Okay.
would
Give
have
it to
been
Rachel. That's fine.
Rachel the bag.
So, yeah, the locked book is the only thing that Nori has currently. Your chest is destroyed. The acid jars are gone because they broke. Luckily, the chest kind of took the damage of the acid rather than letting it spill out to anything else. But there is a bunch of dirt that's been kicked over it. Besides that, the only thing missing is your recorder beans. Because someone thinks they're actual beans. And he's making a stew later.
I mean, they won't hurt him.
Just be
I'm
hard
just
to pass.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining he's cooking and Richard's voice just starts amplifying from the pot as he stirs.
I'm melting! I'm melting!
Oh, what a world! What a world!
Gonna fuck the queen to get that. My dog gave up and is going to the bedroom to sleep. So he replaces the stick into his shirt, which brings it to a much more upright position. And
Alright, pleasure to make yours acquaintances.
Oh, I never introduced myself. I'm Visionary.
Oh, I know who you are.
Oh, nice. How do you know that?
You're wanted out here, too.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, but let's just say not a lot of people on this this bit of rock in the water are very magically adept. At least not like me.
What do you mean?
Well, let's admit my home is here, but I make trips to the mainland quite often. That's where I found out. How about you?
That's fun.
They got some very lifelike pictures of you out there.
Figures as much.
You might want to change your hair or something. Tall one, tall, not so much of a friend, but possibly a friend later on. One, you said you got a pink wig.
Yes.
That might work for
Hold on.
her. Something you just got to change your style up a little bit, dear.
Later.
You've been wearing the same
Is that
clothes at
cheap?
least since the last time they saw you for the picture.
No, Nori got new clothes. She bought some in, what's it called? Kimber.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Do you remember a
That's-
certain conversation with a certain person in your head?
All right, that's fun.
They might have caught a glimpse of you.
Hate him. Well, I'd appreciate it if you didn't spread that around.
No worries, I don't talk to many people. You guys are some of my first friends I've made out here.
Yeah, there's not very many people around here, are there?
Oh no, there's plenty of people. Not many that live too long. And those that do stay down in the village. Anyone who usually travels in the jungle gets snacked on.
Yeah, I can see why.
But might be making that little home over there my own since the current, well, I wouldn't even say current resident, the past resident is no longer a resident.
I mean, go for it. There's no one living there now.
You took care of all the little grubsies out the back too, so.
Kaporan falls on his face.
Yep.
It's in perfect condition, more or less.
You mind just a big old fire you set inside.
Yeah, I put that out, though.
Hey, just a little score, damn it. It's fine, it's fine. It's more than I've got out in the jungle. It's got a big old tree. Yeah. See, the big key when living out in the jungle, right? I'm gonna tell you all this now. The big key is you want to find a tree. It's got a bit of a seat at the bottom, right? Possibly a little hole in the middle. So you don't got to be traveling too far to take care of your business. and it's fertilizer for the trees. Make sure your trees stay strong,
Take care of the trees.
and they'll take care of you.
And
And
have your
also-
homes
Yes.
falling down on you.
And the grubs don't like the smell of fecal matter, so it's a win-win.
Are the grubs something that's common out here, or is it?
Oh yeah, grubs have been
Something-
here for centuries.
So the people in the village probably know about them then.
Oh yeah, supposedly when actually I don't think centuries, probably millennia and whatever word you use for thousands, but it's been quite a few years ever since the Battle of the Gods. The god that was enslaving the people here, he died, and supposedly when that happened, he split into thousands of grubs and littered the jungle here, and so the grubs have been here for a while. But this is the best island to sit on. Don't like much of the other cliffs. They're a bit noisy. Bit, how you say, piratey. A lot of people coming and going all the time. Lots of fights happening. Usually brings too many people around. So, this island's one of the better ones in the cliffs. There's other islands off to the sides. Some sneaky islands, some disappearing islands, some islands underwater. Those ones are nice. As long as you can breathe. Once you can't breathe anymore, they don't become that nice. But plenty of islands around. This one just has access to some better resources because of the volcano.
Do you know of a very large island in the area?
There's about 13 that I can think of, and like the nearest 20 miles or so.
Are all of them named?
Well, I mean, you also got to realise that I'm a goblin, right? So I only sit about 2 feet tall. So a lot of things are very large to me. Like, I could technically call you an island, sir. As he just looks at you, Kapora.
Kaporan actually takes that as a compliment.
So, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by huge or large island, but I'm guessing enough to possibly live on and be sustained with beasties to eat. There's about 13.
Or have lots of people there?
Oh, if you want islands with lots of people already? I mean, you got all the rest.
Not with not lots of people already.
Now I'm just confused.
Do you know if any of them are empty? Any of those 13 you said?
Oh, yeah. Like, probably most of them. To be fair, some of these islands no one's ever been to before.
How did you find them?
Same way I go to the mainland every now and again. He kind of just
And
like
how is that?
he kind of just like waves his fingers in the air, and a little bit of like glitter kind of just cuts through the air a bit, and he goes, "Magic."
Nori just makes her hands crackle with lightning and just goes, magic.
That's awfully violent.
That's
Over-
my favorite one, though.
Over here doing all glitter and show, and you over there like fucking die.
Kaporan's trying to recreate the glitter effect. Just like, why can I do that?
Amrick's just looking at his hands. Can't do much though.
If only, if only.
Wait, can Nori use prestidigitation to make Amrick's hands glow?
Sure.
I do that.
You look at your hands, Emmerich, and all of a sudden they start glowing.
Jesus. Well, and shake it off.
It
goes
only
away.
it only lasts for a couple seconds, so yeah, when you look back at them again, they're normal.
Well, that was weird.
Imagine our
We
panic.
should do like 5 minutes later. It happens again. It just happens at regular intervals.
Everyone with prestidigitation just starts fucking with Emmerich, making him glow. Different parts of his body.
He's just looking at his knee one day and all of a sudden starts glowing. The fuck?
Nori's not that cruel.
But Kaporn can't learn.
Did you know much about the lady who lived in the house before you now have ownership of it?
Right, big bitch.
We've been told that.
Yeah, never wanted to share food. Every time she saw me, she took a shot at me. I might have set her house on fire a couple times. But that was after she tried shooting me.
I mean, that seems fair.
Yeah, I never killed her.
No,
Fucking
something
Morad
else
did
did
that.
that.
Oh yeah, that guy came in here with his fucking bromolo and just putting holes in the walls and the floors and threw her all around.
Yeah, it's digesting her body as we speak.
Good.
Except for her head.
He kind of looks at you quizzically like, why?
I have that in case we need to ask her questions, because we're sort of on a quest.
All right. Interesting.
He's kind of looking at Nori now.
Interesting individuals you associate with.
I mean, cleric, I can speak with
Emmerich does
spirits.
the stage whisper thing. I've been saying that for the last few days.
Buddy, I'm 2 feet tall and you're quite large. You're gonna need to bend down a bit more for that to really work.
He never stood up, so he's still kneeling.
You're still a bit tall for me as I'm sitting here at 2 feet tall. You're gonna need to bend down a bit more for that to work.
Fair enough. He'll adjust himself so he's kind of he's sitting down more.
But
Well,
yeah,
everyone's a little.
she's a bit of a
Everyone's
bitch,
a little strange.
so I wouldn't expect many answers out of her.
Just a brutal decapitation post-mortem.
Wasn't brutal, it was efficient. It was medically efficient. Clearly you haven't been around a lot of healers.
With that,
medical
I'm
people.
gonna sit down. I'm just gonna ignore that comment. You said that there's a lot of pirate activity out in the cliffs.
Yeah. On the
Uh,
eastern side of it. Western side, you've got all the elven people. Big dust up that they've been having recently.
What was that again? Sorry.
The elven people. All their ships reside to the east of the cliffs. All the pirates hang out more towards the west side.
What happened with the elves?
Oh, big old mutinies going on. I think 3 ships from the Elven Armada have cut and run.
Nori smiles ever so slightly.
Yeah, something to do with some big explosion at one of their harbors.
Nori will nod.
Hundreds of people dead.
I'm assuming Bryn has the Anchor and Ties logo drawn somewhere. If not, it's in her tattoo book now. Have you seen where this group is located, or which island they are currently?
Oh, these people, yeah. They've got about 5 islands that they switch between. But unless you got a special ship, you ain't getting there.
Special ship?
Yeah, see, the islands only come into our plane of existence a couple times a day. Unless you got a plane riding ship, which can pass through the veil.
Interesting.
But the only way you're gonna find one of those that isn't already in use is at Castian Island.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Castian Island.
I guess that one appears every couple hundred years or so.
Oh yeah, you've been to that one.
I've heard of it, I think.
Oh yeah,
if you can get in on that one and go underneath it, there's a ship that rides in down there. The plane rider ship.
Of course there is.
Yep.
Yeah, took a tour of it one time. Wasn't my cup of tea. You need quite a few people to be running that ship.
Took a tour of it.
Yeah, if you got enough
How
magic,
many-
if you got enough magic, you can kind of go past doors that are locked. I've got
How many
one.
places?
I've got one here. It's called Dimension Door, and that one lets me go through walls pretty easily.
How many
Capricorn
places
is-
have you been?
Well, I've checked out all the islands nearby.
Sorry, Caparin, go ahead.
Capricorn is quite frustrated.
I think we all are.
Well, to be fair, you only need a special captain that can get you there as well.
Like we don't know someone.
Would you be able to point out the 5 islands on a map? Or
Oh, they're not on any map, and like I said, they're only in the planes of existence of ours a couple times a day.
but they're in the same location, yeah?
No,
No. Move around during every single time?
it depends on what time of day that they come in. So you got to understand that a lot of the planes are roughly loosely close together, just on different existences. The plane that wherever they go to, I never stayed around to hop planes with them, but they don't do it at the same time every day. So, since they do it at different times, it can be in multiple places when it does come into our plane. So, like, at 10 a.m., it could be a mile off the shore. At 10 p.m., it could be 5 miles off the shore. Just really depends on the plane and the portals and everything that they've got going on. That's why a plane rider ship is so handy in that case. Because as you're traveling, you have access to go to that plane whenever you like.
You said you've been to that island.
I've been to 2 of them,
Yeah.
yeah. The other
You
3 are a little
are-
bit too busy for me.
No, I meant the island with the ship.
Oh yeah, Castian Island.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my fucking accent went to Aussie real quick. No, you gotta get lucky on that one. Like a big friend there said, it only usually comes around a couple times every 100 years. I think normally every 500 years, and then it disappears again.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. It came back. It came out like 3 months ago. Went and hopped on it, checked it out. Didn't feel like hanging around it for too long. I don't know where it disappears to. So, we came back. Not a lot going on that island besides the ship, but how the fuck am I gonna get that shit out of there?
Does it go to a different plane?
Yeah, it's a plane rider. If you
I'm
got
at the island.
Oh, I have no idea, and I don't want to stick around to find out in case it goes somewhere that might not have oxygen.
Especially if it's only once every couple hundred years.
Yeah, don't want to be getting stuck, not sure how many times it appears and disappears before it's gone for another 500 years.
Yeah,
No,
you'd
if you
have
are
to be
trying to
very
get-
lucky.
If you're trying to get on a ship, trying to get that ship specifically, definitely don't want to pass it up, because you're not sure if you're ever going to see it again.
Yep.
Have you guys seen it? Obviously you have, if you've heard of it.
Yeah, we made a decision and I died.
Oh, I'm sorry. Seem to be
Got
pretty good
better.
health now.
I did get better.
I mean, except for the eyes, but that wasn't related.
No.
Well, if you've only seen it once, then it shouldn't be too bad. There's probably a few more times it'll appear.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
We've seen it more than once.
How many
3
times?
times.
Oh,
Only
Yep.
seen it once, to be fair.
okay. Well, I mean, if you've seen it 3 times and I saw it once when I didn't see you there, then It's appeared at least 4 times this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and say maybe 5 times for every 500 years, hopefully. If not, you're fucked.
Yeah, and
Don't-
yeah.
You can commission a plane rider, but you got to go to the Elven Lands for that, and I don't think you're the biggest one for that one, right now.
Yeah, I didn't do the thing they said I did.
It's alright. I did do the thing they said I did.
What did you do?
Let's just say, a couple nobles in the Elven Lands got a rude awakening one day.
Which nobles?
Oh, I don't want to incriminate myself or nothing. Let's just say if you're walking around there and all of a sudden you see someone who has some permanent warts in the shape of a phallus on their forehead, that might or might not be the people that I am currently incriminated against.
I'm just curious because I know some people.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna give you up if you don't give her up.
Yeah.
I got no need for money. Got all my grubs. I'm fine. And as he like taps his shirt, you just see green goop kind of fall out the bottom of his shirt and like splatter across his foot, and he nonchalantly, not even know, like takes dirt with his foot claw and like puts it over the goop.
Nori says nothing. Just ignores it.
And he kind of like turns around and sees Rachaw still gathering his stuff. He's like, "Tell him sorry, but you know, survival of the fittest out here."
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, what was the name of the god that died?
Oh, I'm not that old. I don't know. I just know the stories.
Dang.
All I
Guessing
know
it
is that
probably wasn't a good god.
Well, all I know is that the fight with the god that won was Pillanova.
Can you spell that?
Prillanova.
Does that sound familiar to Amric at all? I doubt it.
This god would not sound familiar to anyone.
Interesting.
Actually, Rosh,
why
you
do-
give me a religion check. Go ahead.
No, never mind.
Yeah, we lost Rashi. I said Rashi was standing a little too still for that to. Okay. Anyway. So now Goblin has reached inside of his shirt pocket, pulled out a bean, and is currently sucking on it.
Does Nori? Oh, Nori can't even tell what the beans are. Never mind.
Well, you just know he pulled something out and put it in his mouth and is like sucking like.
And Rachaw's not there.
He just kind of.
On your excursions to the other islands, have you seen a bird like him?
Kind of standing and turns around, and Rachaw's still deep in the jungle. I mean, not on the islands. Saw one of them on the mainland. Called himself Oh Yeah.
We know him, yes. I think
We know, yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, black with the white spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been trying to find his friends, so maybe you were happened to bump into him. Who knows?
No, not on any islands. Seen a couple birds on ships though.
A couple?
Well, like a bird here, a bird there on different ships. There's one, right? Right, this will probably blow y'all's minds, right? Okay. It's a cool thing that went down. Alright, so off one of the islands to the north, there was these two ships. One of them was Elven Armada, and the other one was a bit smaller of a ship, but man, it packed a punch. Anyway, there's this bird, fucking different times of the night and day, but this bird was just fucking flying around in the air, and this little ship, like, fucking went into the big ship, and it's just, and he just starts doing like sound effects and like ah, oh, and just like kind of going over the entirety of the battle until he like, and things are slightly embellished and like a fireball.
Before he finishes, Nora just goes, and did the boat suddenly sink?
How'd you know? You guys heard about it too?
Yeah, heard about it.
You can say that.
Nice.
I haven't, but that was a fascinating story.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Pretty
Nori,
awesome.
we've told Nori never to do it again.
What?
Nope, nothing. Nothing. Everything is fine.
You know the captain who
You
was
know,
sailing-
the more I'm
What?
starting to learn about you guys, I might understand now. And he kind of points to you, Nori. Why you might be worth as much as you're worth.
There's a lot of family drama.
Have you met any of those people on the ship?
The one that got eaten by the water.
No, the
I was
ship
gonna
that
say there's not many
survived.
people with them left.
Oh, I'm assuming that you would put two and two together. I'm sorry. No, any of the ones that.
I was watching all this from like the actual island itself. It's just all the boom.
Oh, so you were on the. You were on that island.
Well,
Interesting.
actually, I was on another island. Then I started seeing like big ass explosions and shit. So went and go ahead and hopped to that island and sat there. Got these interesting things. You get them from certain plants here in the jungle. If you heat them up enough, they pop, right? And they make these little fluffy little white things. And if you take some like tallow and heat it up and pour it over the top, they're wonderful to eat. And you just sit there and you just munch on them while you're watching something. I want to call them like inflated corn or something like that.
I think that's a brilliant name.
Yeah, I think so too.
Perfect.
Puffy corn, maybe.
Yeah, that would work. Something shorter might work a little easier.
I'm thinking of
Well,
adding sugar and calling it candy corn. But yeah, just munched on a bunch of that and watched the battle go down.
What would you do if you met that bird, though?
That bird? I don't know. Don't stand in front of him if his sword's all of a sudden going to start stabbing things and flying through the air. That's for damn sure.
That's fair. You said there was multiple birds on ships. Well, I mean, that one was pretty incredible. You have any other stories then?
No, the other bird and ship that I saw was pretty mundane. Just a bird among Goliaths. Just kind of sailing out west.
Sounds awfully familiar.
You know a bird and a Goliath? I mean, you got one right here. No offense, buddy.
Sounds like our friend that we've been looking for.
Well, I didn't get close. I just saw the bird way up at the top of a mast. Just making weird, awkward noises in the middle of the day.
Do you know which direction it went?
West.
From
15
the
degrees left port of west.
I mean, I just saw it as he was passing the little island I was near. Just this bird on top of the mast just going, ah!
Impressive mimicry.
Well, I fucking did it like 30 times in a row.
They do that.
Yeah. Like, in between each one, he was just yelling, big island, big island, ah, big island. Can't do it quite as well as him. My throat doesn't allow for such a thing.
Birds are very unique in their speech pattern.
But anyway, friends, I'm getting a tad bit hungry. Got quite a few grubs and beans to be chewing on soon, so if you don't need anything of me, I think I'm gonna go set myself up for a nice little bit of lunch. You're more than welcome to join. Just possibly stay a little quieter in the jungle.
Noted. Thank you for all of your help.
And he pulls a stick out quickly and points it over to you, Kaporan. You,
Yeah.
try not to jump to
Yeah.
conclusions too much. Next time it won't be the jungle floor you'll be sent to. That volcano's not too far away.
Is that volcano active?
Parts of it are. The parts I know.
Comforting.
It's not gonna erupt
As I
or
said-
anything.
As I said, I'm sorry. We started off on the wrong foot.
No, I started up on the right feet. See? He shows his right foot.
We
be
started
fair-
off with a misunderstanding.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I want to say, when we first started off and you did your thing, you were on your knees.
It's a very comfortable position, excuse you. It's corn. But yes, I'm sorry that we should have talked first.
He kind of like swivels the stick up to your face, and you kind of like instinctually hold back for a moment. Then he lowers it down to your hand for you to shake it.
I shake
All right.
it.
Your friend, tentatively. And with
That's
that, he
good to
kind of
know.
just swings it back and up to the back of his shirt, which stiffens it back up again. All right. Oh, and he kind of like reaches for that void that he has on his hip once more, and pulls out a few blank pieces, or not blank pieces of pages, but he pulls out a few pages, and he kind of goes over to each one of you and hands you a page. Like, then he looks at the page and then goes to a person, hands it. Then he like looks and sees Rich off in the distance and kind of goes, and this one's for him. And you guys all look, and it's little portraits of yourself. Little
I can't see it.
little bust pictures of basically what Pon has drawn for each of your characters.
Well, thank you.
I'm
Question, how
sure
long
it's
you been
beautiful.
You'll see it in a few days, dear.
I appreciate it.
Kind of had to do something. Well, you all were fighting those beasties for quite a while. And stabbing each other with fire and all that. By the way, easiest way to get them out of you, if you don't have the right spells to do so, is to go ahead and use water. If you use a small jet stream of water, it just shoots them right back out.
It's interesting that I have more access to fire than I do to water at the moment.
As a druid, that seems like a bit of a personal choice.
No, that's more of the person I was trained by was a bit fiery.
Well, she must have been a ginger.
I mean, she was.
That's all you need to know. Anyway, like I said, you're all free to come with me for some lunch, but I'm getting a mite hungry. The stomach's been growling.
All right, enjoy your lunch. I apologize, I've already ate.
Oh, all right. You all have
It
fun then.
was a pleasure to meet you, Sir Pon.
A pleasure to meet you all as well. Don't die. Might like to see you around again. If you
Same
do
goes
die,
to you.
if you do die, let me know somehow, so that way I can mark you off my list. Got to keep
Your
track of your
list?
friends.
Aw.
I'll make sure to send you to send you a message every now and again.
All right. And with that, he kind of just takes a couple steps back, and as he's walking away, you can see the stick that's holding up his shirt kind of makes him give him like a little bit of a jaunt as he walks. A little bit of swag, kind of like forces to keep his arms up, kind of like a bodybuilder does, and just kind of like dun, 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 as he's jaunting away back into the jungle. And every now and again, you just see like this burst of fire in front of him as he's walking away into the jungle, clearing stuff out.
Was this the thing you wanted us to run into?
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Wait, what was that? I want to ask what the even or odd roll was, but I guess I'll find out that later.
I'll never tell.
Ah, fuck. That was a true delight.
Where are the grubs, by the way?
Most of them are dead. Norian sauteed them. And all the grubs that he had on him are still on him.
Okay. Well, that was an interesting encounter.
Goblins are interesting people.
Quite. You'll have to teach me a little goblin so we can maybe converse with him from time to time.
I will say, it's a difficult language. And I know Sylvan.
We do quite a lot of traveling. I'm sure we can get it in a few basic sentences.
There is no Rosetta Stone for Goblin, okay?
No, it's just immersion.
Or he's just gonna start gurgling and like Charles Dolphin and start cussing off people in Goblin.
It's like, you are saying truly obscene things, my friend.
Speaking of Richaw, you guys have noticed that though he had finished everything that he had done, he stayed far away and never came back to the group.
Can Nori even see him?
Nope.
Richaw, where'd you go?
Richaw. Kaporin kind of turns Nori in the right direction and like 60 feet that way. If Richaw...
I'm debating if he has to do like some sort of save or not.
No, it's not that close.
Well, if they started coming towards him again, then he'd sort of stand up and run around and head back.
Are you okay?
You
He
just
just
see
nods.
him. He's just staying somewhat of a distance away, just hugging the crap out of his bag of holding. Yeah, and just kind of keeping a tight grip on it, kind of just head down a little bit.
That's right, it's the flocks.
Nods when you ask him, and then doesn't say anything though.
I'm sorry, Rashawn. I'm sorry I made you try that.
Bag of holding still works, by the way.
It's not your fault.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one who asked you to try it. So I'm glad it's all here.
Does it look damaged?
With how tightly he's holding onto it, you can't tell.
even with Kaporan's encounter earlier with it?
I mean,
Or-
he got all the items back into it, so it obviously seems to be working.
Just want to
There's
offer
a
to
goblin
mend it.
taking his things.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
And he'll mimic the explosion and say, "Not your fault. There's a goblin taking his things." In Kaparin's voice.
Yeah, Nori, just like, yeah, I wasn't gonna let him take it.
Is everything there, Richard?
And shakes his head no.
Did he take something?
Well, this book's one of the gods in Baelai's voice.
Nori holds out the book. She was just holding it. Is it?
He'll take it and nod, and then these little beans will let you record some stuff.
He was eating a bean. Someone want to go break the news to him that what he's eating are not beans?
Emmerich looks around. Do we even see Pon anymore?
He went back to the house, didn't he?
No, he walked in a different. He went into the jungle.
He went to his tree home.
He's got to bring his
He
stuff.
He was burning a path through.
He went to Trome. Tree home. Trome.
Nori is going to turn into a wolf. And then she's gonna go follow Pon's scent, which I'm sure is very strong. And try to go find
That's
him. And
just
since she
rude.
has, I can imagine that, and even as a wolf, it would be strong as well.
And actually, he would be impossible to track by scent at the moment because he has a bunch of dead grubs in his shirt that are masking his scent.
Can I try?
Yeah, disadvantage, survival.
I have advantage, so it's just flat.
Mm-hmm.
20.
You catch little whiffs of more of the burning that he did in different areas, but after about 100 feet or so, the burning stops, and it kind of puts you in an awkward space of what direction next. Luckily, you can smell the grubs, so you follow the grub smell that goes past the burning, and about you moving at full speed as a wolf, about 30-45 seconds after that, the burning ends, is when you catch up with him.
Because Nori she can see now.
30 feet.
Mentally, yeah.
Let's see if he allows a giant wolf to charge him.
Nori will slow down as to be less intimidating. And she did a normal wolf rather than a dire wolf because that would be terrifying.
Still a random ass wolf in a jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, he understands you're a magic user and saw you change into a raven, so he's guessing who you are.
Mentally to him, she's gonna go, the things you were eating, the little beans, they're not food.
Oh, guess much didn't have much flavor.
Did you eat all of them?
No.
They're my friends, and he was using them to give to his family.
Oh. What about? And he hands you two.
Nori will take them in her mouth, and then mentally go, is that all?
How many did you have, Racha?
Like a dozen.
That's what I
or
thought.
something like that. Yeah.
And he goes, hold on. Yeah. Pulls out 3 more from his mouth. Kind of just rubs it on his shirt a little bit.
Here you go.
I thought if I put more in, I'd be able to taste it, but it didn't work.
Are there any leaves, large leaves nearby? Can I gather all the beans up and grab it in my mouth and then walk back?
He's just holding it out to you.
Nori's gonna set the beans down, grab a leaf, put it down, pick up the beans that were on the ground, put them on the leaf,
Well, that's just
and
rude.
then motion to him to put the things on the leaf.
It's not like I've got herpes or anything.
And he puts the beans down onto the leaf.
We'll gather it up.
If you want, you wait like 8 hours and I can give you the rest.
No, you can keep those.
Alright, what do they do?
You can put little messages in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's gonna be a very interesting message to read once they come out.
Yep.
Never
I'm
had,
gonna go bring these.
never had a conversation with my colon before.
I'm gonna go bring these back to my friend. I appreciate you giving them back. And then Nori's gonna turn around and make her way back.
Alright. You guys, mostly blind Nori disappears in wolf form into the jungle, leaving you all kind of just like, the fuck. About 5 to 6 minutes later, she returns with a parcel in her mouth.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very weird for this group.
Nori will go over to Richa and drop the little bundle by his feet.
It's not weird for the group, but it's just still equally as frustrating.
He'll pick it up and say, "Thanks," and just put
I
it
suggest
back in
cleaning them.
the bag. He doesn't.
I'm so sorry, Richa.
He's like, it's vacuum sealed inside, it's fine.
Like, may I suggest that we get out of the forest? Or the jungle?
Yes, let's. Nori's gonna start trotting out of the forest, back the path they came.
Okay. So you guys head back towards the village that's at the pier.
Before we get there, Nori will change back so no one sees her wild shape.
Yep. And roughly an hour later, you guys are back in the village. A little less activity on the pier is going on right now, but still people working outside their homes with whatever trades that they're doing. And everything still seems to be pretty much the same as you left it.
Nori's gonna put on her cloak.
Is there like a relatively empty area that like is off from the side, like off to the side that no one's kind of like gathering around?
I mean, this village really only consists of like 25 to 30 houses or buildings near the on the opposite side of the road from the pier. So, I mean, there's plenty of places that would be out of the way.
Okay. Capone's just gonna kind of pick out an empty spot that he can cast tiny hut because he needs to sleep. He is exhausted and a little sore still, and especially after his headache with her chaw. He has to go tend a headache, so he's gonna set up a tiny hut.
All right.
As he's setting that up, Nori gets kind of quiet and she goes, well, I've got one more thing to tell you all. So the other night I fucked up. I didn't mean to. I was trying to contact my patron, but I accidentally contacted my brother's father. He called me Nori, which is interesting because he's only ever called me my birth name. And Bryn Koparin, he knew your names. And vaguely threatened you because he's a politician. And because you two stand out and you're in the most danger, and he You said that I have protection in some cases, but you two don't. I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I'm so sorry.
Kaporin's kind of in the middle of chanting at the moment, but gives you like the reassuring. I was like, okay, one moment. We'll deal with this in a few minutes.
I'm pretty sure she'd wait till your tiny hut was done.
Yeah, I would have
Not to
waited.
fuck with you in the middle of a ritual.
Just in the middle-
Hey, I
and
know
then
you're
she
doing
starts
something that you're really having to focus on, but FYI, my insane homicidal dad is trying to kill you.
Yes.
Just go
Continue
look
on.
at her.
Continue on. Don't let me bother you.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you being actively hunted by someone?
It seems like
You
it
heard,
now.
Pawn.
Well, wanted could mean a lot of things.
I didn't do the thing they're saying I did.
She's not wanted for a romantic sense, if that's what you're asking.
No, that was not what I was.
What exactly do you want to ask, Amric?
How severe is it?
Not as severe as Helena of Troy, but a little bit more severe than Catch Me Outside.
Nori's debating whether saying her current bounty or last known bounty. It's not great. It's not great.
How many figures was her bounty last?
But Amric, you're free to leave. There's nothing tying you to me currently.
It was 750 mithril for you, Kabor.
Which is
It's a six.
1.5 million.
In theory.
Nori does not say that out loud because there are other people. And she's being quiet.
You were in so.
I hope you would have chosen somewhere out of the way so she's not saying this where people can potentially hear.
He's put it right there in the middle of the stage where he was performing for everyone, so that exactly.
And
when
Nori
he's
would have
ready
said nothing.
No, of course, Kaporin put it off on the side.
Yeah, just don't want to fuck us over more.
Well, Nori, it's not your fault that we're being chased.
I mean, oh, but that's not all. He has threatened to cast the dream spell on me. The dream spell has two options. Option 1, horrible nightmares that physically hurt you. Option 2, I'm stuck having an hours-long conversation with this pretentious asshole. I'm not sure which is worse.
To be fair, he's not sure which is worse.
Well, as much as you don't want to talk to him, by talking, yes, he might get answers, but you might as well.
I'm thinking I might want to sleep outside the tiny hut. Tiny hut blocks spells. So I'd be safe in there.
You said you're gonna sleep in the tiny hut, right?
I said I'm not. You guys can, but I'm not. I can go find a rock and sleep in there.
And the
I'm not
giant
joking.
bird comes down, known as a rock.
No! I'm on such low spells.
So you want to interact with him somehow?
I want to at least have one dream, or one dream as spell, and then I'll take it from there. I just want to. He needs a win. And I'd like him to have it so I can talk to him as well. And if it's a nightmare, it's a nightmare, so be it. Either way, he gets 10 words.
Is it considered a charm?
Nope, it's just a spell. And there's no save.
If that's what you want to do, I'm not going to leave you alone.
I just worry if he's. I don't know. I don't. I'm gonna have to talk to him sooner or later, and I might as well just get it over with.
Well, Nori, if you want, if you ever need to have a good night's rest and you don't want to worry about talking to him, just let me know and I will freely cast or prepare tiny hut for you to have a good night's rest.
It's much appreciated. Thank you. I'm sorry, you all. Racha doesn't know about you. There's no connection with me or your people. You're safe. Cannot see you.
He's nodding in approval or of understanding. Well, thank you for letting us know, Nori. I appreciate that you told us. Frankly, I'm quite exhausted after what we've dealt with this morning. But I'm sure if anything that we come upon, the 6 of us will more or less be able to hopefully handle it. Or 5 if Amric, if you don't want to stay. We understand.
I will stay.
Nori looks very confused, but just smiles. Probably looking in the wrong direction, but still.
It's within 30 feet. You know where he's at.
Oh, but doesn't it only last an hour?
Oh, yeah, so it would have been gone. Yeah, so now she's doing her whole facing a wall thing.
She's facing the tiny hut.
She's got a blindfold on, though, if she put it on.
She got
Yeah,
a
I
big
put
leaf
it
across
on.
her face.
Yep. It gives me pause, but I don't believe I have any reason to worry. Even if I was seen with you all, I don't really have any connections. Not many would know my name or where I come from.
That you
Yeah.
think.
Where do you come from?
Oh, now she wants to find out about the person who's been tagging along.
We kind of just pick up people randomly. It doesn't seem normal.
I always want to, and the conversation moves past. I've had control over conversations, so I wanted to bring it to Emmerich.
I think I actually did tell a group at some point
A little
where
bit,
he's
but
from.
it was
I don't
more
remember
of
how
when you were
much,
talking
though.
about Barrick.
Oh, that's right.
And the tiny hut that Kaborn was fixing finishes.
Perhaps for the time being, it's best that you don't know. If
I can
the
respect that.
opportunity arises to go there, I'll let you know. But
But he hasn't told you that there's this elder in his clan that has a purple stone embedded in her forehead. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Of course. Of course, why not?
And it was like a mother figure to him as he was growing up.
I don't, at that point, I don't care about I'm not
Plot.
willy-nilly murdering people. I just have to murder a few.
I'm just kidding.
Unless they're animals, then
Plot
Nori's
twist.
fully
My whole
in
character arc is just stealing Nori's stone.
Yep. But you haven't
I mean,
realized
good
that
luck
Amric
with-
has one as a tooth way in the back.
Yeah, it just... Surprise, he's a warlock. I don't think you're taking out Nori Stone anytime soon without killing her.
I could just pull a Rashi. Remember, it's efficient.
Wait, we still carrying around that head?
Yep.
We still have the
Just
head.
dangling off Rashi's belt.
Oh, so dark.
A nice crimson under portion to the fabric.
Wait, Rashi doesn't have Speak with Dead prepared.
Nope, you guys
That
gotta
was
do the
tomorrow.
long rest.
So Kaporan's off having a conversation with Rashi right now. Rashi, if you're able, I think we still need to talk to the kind of like
Yes, I
motions to
know.
the
I
head.
just need to sleep.
Well, the tiny hut's ready. You can go take a nap.
Oh, yes, we're inside it right now.
I thought we were having this conversation outside the tiny hut because
If
it
you
just
leave the
finished.
tiny hut, it goes away. You
Oh,
can't leave the
okay.
tiny hut.
Kaporan's just had like his head stuck out of the
Nope,
tiny hut.
that'll knock it out too.
That'll pop it out too.
Yep.
Okay.
And when you
Kaporan-
create it, the people need to be around you that you want to allow in. So if you
Okay.
create it when no one's near you, no one can get in.
Okay, so we've just been like kumbaya around
Yep.
circle talk. Well,
So are we sleeping?
Kaporan just kind of like lays, just flat out falls across the ground and just like, yes, sleep.
After Emmerich said though that he was going to be joining us, Bryn will nod at him. Be like, "Oh, I hope we don't get into too many fights, though. It was interesting. I liked it, fighting with you. So hopefully we can do it again. Just not as deadly for us."
Not too often, but it'll be an honor to fight alongside you when we do.
So Rashi and Kaporin fall asleep.
Yes.
It's like noon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Nori's gonna go to sleep yet because it's noon. Even if she's tired because she hasn't slept. I think
Yeah, you
she's just
didn't-
kind of hanging
So you
out.
will incur exhaustion at that point then,
Oh, damn.
because you didn't sleep the night before. Remember?
Yes, that's true. But he's working. He won't be. I don't know if he'll be casting the spell because you have to sit there and wait.
Who knows?
Man, this man has no life. I mean, I guess if I have to, I'll sleep with my head poking out.
Okay. Bryn, Rachel,
I'll look-
Emmerich.
I'll look real silly, but it's fine.
Someone just comes by and chops off Nori's.
A bird craps on top of the dome, and it slowly goes down the side of the dome towards Nori's
Oh,
head.
don't do that to me.
Oh no!
Prestidigitation.
Mouth open.
By the time it gets there, it's cooking from the sun.
Yep.
Nori's already on a losing streak. Don't do this to her.
It's all right. It goes on the eye wrap that has been created.
Oh man, I'll have to get rid of it. That's sad.
You just smell an
Yeah, but-
interesting smell as you wake up. Anyway,
You have a white eye now.
the other three of you, what are you guys doing?
Amric would like to do two things. Since it's around noon, he's gonna go around town, since it's mostly Goliath, and he's going to try and find perhaps not something so as secluded as what the game the sailors were playing, but he's gonna try and find someone playing a card or dice game, and join in and just have fun with the locals.
Okay. Um, currently, right now, the only real game that's being played is fuck, I forgot what it's called. The 3 cards. You gotta follow the queen, follow the queen.
He doesn't know how to play it, but he'll ask to be taught.
They show you and they just play with you a few times. If you want to put money down, you can.
He'll put a small amount. He's got 6 silver, so he'll play with the 6 silver probably till he loses it.
Okay, go ahead and roll 60 20s for me
Oof,
with your intelligence
6.
modifier.
That's not very high. It's -1.
Would Bryn have been able
It's
to go with
6.
you, Rick, or would you have gone by yourself?
He wouldn't have stopped you from coming, but he wouldn't have invited anyone to go.
Yeah, she'd really just because she's assuming you know the same language. She'll ask if she can join you because she does not want to sleep at noon.
Well, she's more than welcome to come along. And since I don't want to click roll 20 thing 6 times, these are all just -1.
Okay, so you win. So 6 different times, putting a silver down a piece. You walk away with 4 silver.
Total?
Yeah.
Or,
So you lose 2 silver.
Okay. Yeah, after that, he'll probably just hang around with whatever Bryn feels like doing, but he's going to take whatever other time he has, and he'll continue with his little creep sculpture of one of the turtles from the creep.
The tortoises, yes.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and make a dex check. Richard?
He's probably just sitting on top of the dome, meditating for the most part.
Kumbaya, my lord, all right.
Let's see. Definitely 0.
Is there anything specific you wanted to do, Bryn, when you were with Emmerich, or no?
10.
No, she just observe and people watch.
All right. As far as the tortoise sculpture comes along, you could tell it's a tortoise. Not the greatest of detail, but you've got the rough idea of it. And
It's his first sculpture.
okay, what is it? Or how big are you want to making this one? This is a different one, right?
Oh no, I was just saying it's his first sculpture.
Oh, okay.
Learning curve.
Yeah. But it closely resembles what you're trying to do, so it's all right. Not bad for the final of the first attempts.
All right. Should I consider this one completed then?
Yes. Oops.
And then that's all Amric wants to do. If Bryn does decide to do anything, he'll act as translator.
Okay. But she's just hanging out with you as well. Nori.
Bring it on.
You fall asleep. And almost immediately as you do so, you are in a dark room. It takes a moment for you kind of adjust and look around. You know it to be the foyer to your childhood home. And there's no lights in here. Most of the doors are locked except one door that leads to the sitting room. It is slightly open and there's light coming from the other side.
Nori will walk through with her head held high.
Okay. You walk through, and immediately into the sitting room, there is the fireplace on the far wall. There is about 5 chairs all together, with one of them, the main one that you know your father to usually sit in, with its back to the door. You see arms on either side of the armrests. They're moving, but they have not talked to you yet or acknowledged your presence.
Nori's waiting until he acknowledges hers.
No acknowledgement. Just
And she's going to go sit on a chair.
you walk past and go to your chair and sit in it and look up, and it is not your father in the chair, but your mother. You see she is pale. This dream does not require him to be the messenger.
That's right.
She sits there with a look upon her face of shock and scared. You see her like instinctually go to like try and reach out towards you, and you hear her say, "Dear," and it's almost as if something has a hand on her chest holding her back, and she's not able to get out of her chair.
Mother?
You're all right.
More or less.
Oh, your father, what he's been doing, I've been so worried.
Nori doesn't say anything. She's just kind of looking at her and seeing how much she looks like her.
I'm so sorry. And you just start seeing tears just pour on either side of her face.
I didn't know what he was doing. He walked in with just this maniacal smile and told me to sit in his chair. I didn't think it would be good. I didn't think I'd see you. You okay? Please tell me you're okay.
Physically? Yes.
I can only
Are
imagine.
you okay?
I'm fine, dear. I'm fine. Sorry to have ever put you in this position.
Nori's been mad at her mom for a very long time. But right now, she just sees a woman who's hurting and sad. And she doesn't have the heart to be angry anymore.
She kind of still bawling, like is trying to make eye contact with you as much as possible, but like every time you bring it up and hold it for more than a couple seconds, she can't, and she just like looks away and kind of blinks. You realize now she can't move her arms past her armrest. They are being stopped by something. So she can't dab at her face. She can't do anything like that.
Can I very tentatively, very cautiously reach out towards her? But if like anything happens to her, she's backing off.
Yeah, you reach out and you get about a foot away from the closest hand that's on the armrest, and you see her hopeful and kind of looking towards your hand, and you touch something that gives this blue aura around her, and you see that she is encased in some sort of orb.
Bitch.
It's all right. Good to see you. It's what matters. It's all that matters. It's the first time I've got to see sunlight in a while.
What?
It's nothing, dear. I'm
No,
fine.
no. It's not.
Let's talk about you. Where have you been? What have you been up to? What have you been doing? You look healthy. I love what you're doing with your hair.
Oh, thank you. Nori's like, okay, she needs this.
You've seen she's gone a little bit more stern, though she is still tearing. Her jaw has kind of set, and she's like looking more intently, like, answer my questions, please.
I guess I learned magic finally.
So, she found you.
Who?
Blightbringer.
I sent you your way when I heard your father cast you out.
You
It's,
sent.
it's the only thing I could think of to do. The only person I could trust that wasn't in your father's employ and didn't owe him anything or feared him. She had come to me when she left, and I was able to get her some passage in the past, and, well, she owed me, and, well, like I said, I haven't seen light in a while. Your father found out. But I knew he couldn't do anything to her. She, much too powerful for his unsatiable ass. Look at me, I said ass.
Yes, you did. Yeah, they took care of me and taught me all I know.
You can see her physically just like shoulders dip, like a long-standing heavy weight had finally, like, maybe not have been taken off completely, but has been lifted for at least a moment. You can tell she has been wanting to know this question for a long time, and probably due to certain obligations to make this work correctly, could not reach out to Tiva or receive anything from Tiva in the possibility that your father might have intercepted. And so,
Tiva was immune to scry.
Since you've been gone, she has had no idea if it was successful, no idea if you had died to wolves or orcs or whatever the case may be. But it's a good reprieve for her. She can finally breathe.
Nori's going to sit down on the ground and start telling her about just nothing about the group. She's going to tell her little things like, oh, here's something I did when I was up in the mountains. Here's a cool cave I found. Here's this, here's that. Just little things to give her almost a glimpse of the outside world, because she's been stuck in the dark. Focusing on imagery, happy things.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
My computer's acting weird. 23.
Okay. Now that you're sitting down on the ground, as close to this orb that she's encased in as possible, you can start to see things that weren't initially visible. The only thing in this room giving light is the fireplace that's across from her, and that sits about a good 25 feet away. But now that you moved closer, you can start to see all up and down her arms, up her neck, not touching her face, but hands, ankles, every piece of skin that's visible besides her face has what looks to be millions of tiny incisions, all scabbed and healed over, then re-cut. To the point of, your mom used to be beautiful. Flawless skin on the hands and arms and her body. She wasn't so... Though she was very pure blood, she did not gain a lot of the physical monikers that the more pure people in the High Elven Society have tried to gain over the times. She got the good side of things. Like, her skin became fairer and fairer. Her extremities didn't elongate, but they became much more delicate and refined, softer in appearance. Very much more of the half-elven, like the elven side of things rather than the sylvan. So she just became, like, and through her lineage she's talked about this too, like, her side of the family, especially the women, have gotten smoother and smoother skin, have gotten, like, the hair has gotten straighter and more easy to work with. Like, everything got accented to a degree, and that's why she was revered for the purity side of things. To hopefully kind of, there's a few people in High Elven society that have this as well, and they're usually mated to certain other high-ranking individuals to kind of bring that soft touch to like the elongated gangliness that is trying to be done. So it kind of evens things out a little bit. But that is all gone.
Nori is going to.
Oh,
the
and
next
she's
story she tells.
fingernailless.
Nori, the next story she tells is going to be one with like a little surprise in it. Like, oh, I ran into a bear and yada yada yada. And at a surprising part, mentally, she's gonna try this. She's gonna go, can I do anything to help you? So that if she makes a surprised face, it's because of the story.
You kind of like shock her with it, and I'm at a bear, and she go, oh, and then you kind of say this quickly, and she kind of gives you a soft smile and just responds openly. Just be safe. Just get away. I've done the good things that I need to do with you. I don't have much more to offer. I just need to know that you're nowhere near this. And that's all I need.
But what if I don't want it to happen to you? This is mental.
There's not much that he hasn't done to me. Only thing I see left is the end. And I welcome it knowing you're safe.
Again, mentally, RX wants you safe too.
Oryx has his own problems to deal with.
And I have mine.
Yes,
You're one of them.
but he's actually being hunted. You're more a side part.
He's been making a lot of noise.
Fucking good on him.
He's an idiot.
The best kind. But I need you to get safe. Find your father. Your real father.
Who is
Hell of
he?
a man. I wish I could show you. And she kind of like goes like this with her hands, but her arms are being stuck, so it kind of just like a meh. But I wish I could show you, but can't. He doesn't realize that wasn't on the spacebar. He's not from around here, as you can imagine. She kind of like looks up to the ears and implying on the half-elfness. His name is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo?
Funny, funny man. Oh, I forgot. He doesn't go by Lorenzo anymore. He's an Ixian.
Okay.
His name is, God, what do they call him now? Valic? Don't think...
Does Nori know this name? I don't remember if I know this name.
I don't think he knows about you. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't, or else your life would have been a bit easier in the past.
He initially came to kill your dad. But he was given different orders at the last moment. But I came into our bedroom and he was there with a knife. That was when I first met him, and well, we met each other a few more times. He's a bit of a funny one, but lethal under the right circumstances. If you can get to him, you could tell him that I made a mistake all those years ago. I'd appreciate that.
Mom.
She kind of sniffles and looks up.
I know I haven't made your life easy.
Dear, it was all my fault. You should not suffer for the sins I made.
And
Keep
Zealous
trying.
shouldn't have been a dick.
Well... Yes, to be fair.
Is he going to hurt you?
I have no idea what he's got planned for me. He's kind of... She kind of like looks at her wrists. Done most of the hurting already.
Nori is not gonna say, I'm going to save you. But she's thinking it. And that might be the most she's felt towards her mother in a long time.
She's kind of just looking at you and just taking you in. Like, you can see her just, her eyes tracing, you know, your face, your different features, your hair, and what you look like, and just trying to take it all in. And you see her smile, and like she sees a scar, and kind of like you see a little
I ran
bit.
face first into a tree.
Makes a bit of sense. Try not to do that.
But she's just
Hey,
kind of she's just kind of taking you
I was
all
still
in.
figuring out the druid thing.
Yeah, just like a parent who hasn't seen their kid in a long time. And I mean, you went through a lot of the formative years without her. And I mean, she was pure High Elven, so she looks pretty much the same. She's just looking at you and just smiling and just kind of just absorbing this moment that she has with you. And she goes to speak, and you see her eyes kind of bulge a little bit. And seemingly out of nowhere, directly in front of her, like almost materializing as it's moving, a knife goes through her throat. And you see her just as it gets pushed further and further in to the hilt is up against her
You
windpipe.
fuck!
And the knife
Mother, I'm
goes
sorry.
all the way through, and you see her chin kind of rest against the handle, and then the knife goes sideways and out of view and disappears, and the head just to your feet. Right on the other side of the orb, so you can't touch it or close the eyes or anything like that. And in the orb behind the chair, you see Zelik, who has to take the place now that his messenger is dead. Yes. Go to your father. Tell him to come for me. I hope you both make your way.
Yeah, fuck you too, man.
And he just smiles and moves out of the thing, and the entirety of the room starts to grow fuzzy, slowly disintegrating around.
Nori,
Except for the
again,
head.
is not crying. She just looks furious.
And then it all disappears. And you open your eyes. You're awake. And you got your long rest.
Nori sits up and bursts into tears.
That's where we're in tonight's session.
It wasn't
Figured as
brutal,
much.
guys. It was efficient.
Oh, you killed my mom!
I feel like
Your
go call mom.
your dad killed your mom.
You killed my mom, Val!
Hey, to be fair, if you want to go that route, I killed myself.
Hmm.
Kapoor needs
My
to go
dad
make a
is
phone call
fucking
with-
Valak. My gosh.
Yeah. Things happen.
Things happen.
Shouldn't have got those rolls y'all did.
God, in like 4 levels, we're gonna get to Amric's backstory, and it's just gonna be real simple, guys.
I decided
Oh
to
my
leave one day.
Ah, yes, Nori. Apprentice to a Vita Blightbringer. Her father is Valak. Oh my goodness. She has a piece of fucking Trentamere just to this fucker.
I mean,
Two.
a Vita backwards is Tiva.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of
I-
you guys' backstory is like a conspiracy theory board.
It is.
And then all of my characters have been point A to point B.
I need money. No, sorry. I want to know more shit. I need money. I left home.
Mm-hmm.
So
I never got to tell her about Bryn.
Nope.
That makes me sad.
I would have said you probably tossed it in there with the different things that you did tell her.
Yeah, I definitely did toss in Bryn.
But yeah, your dad was waiting for the stories to go out. And just FYI for everyone who was asking, what did my role mean? Just because you're rolling doesn't mean it affects you.
What?
We killed
So what-
Nori's mom, is what he's trying
You
to say.
killed my mom? No!
Wait. So okay, what portion of the
I mean,
even or odds did that affect?
Odds or evens was if the mom lives or dies.
Okay, so it didn't. Okay.
Yep. I mean, it's a multitude of different roles to make sure that things play out correctly, but when it eventually got to Kaporin, it could have been a multitude of different things that your odds or evens were doing, depending on everyone else's roles. But in this case, it got to that portion, and so... Anyway.
Well,
Kaporin killed.
we don't have mom rescue.
No, you just... That's one whole thing you don't have to do anymore.
No, we just got dad rescue over here. It's fine.
Okay, we'll go on dad rescue mission. And then we'll go on dad meet your dad
Hey,
mission.
If
And then we'll go to a wedding.
if I give an NPC back that everyone thought was dead, I've got to take an NPC away.
Who do you think was
We-
never
We
mind.
traded Bryn's dad for Nori's mom.
Well, he's gonna have to tell her fucking brother she's dead. And he'll probably find out on his own. He's much smarter than I am.
Kaporin could. Well, if you tell Kaporin, some things may happen, but Kaporin got some phone calls to make in the next few days.
Sending doesn't work on RX. I'm pretty sure you've already tried.
Nori would have wanted him not to because she doesn't fully know how his tracking thing works, and she's just like, I don't want you to check, just in case. I'd rather have no idea where he is. That way, if I do get captured, they can ask me all the questions they want, and the answer is I don't know.
Okay.
Kaporin still needs to make a few phone calls.
But any questions? It's funny just seeing Ryan shake his head no when it's only like his nose and up. It's total the home improvement vibe. Just like, sorry, Tim.
Do we get our long rest?
You, Rashi, and Nori do. Oh, and Richa.
Nori's gonna be a fucking mess. Does she know who who Valak is? I don't think she does.
Yeah, she does.
She does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a dagger to her throat at one point.
No. Did Nori? Not to Nori, did she?
No, oh, sorry.
I don't
Does
think-
Nori know who Valak is? I don't, Brent. I think she told you. Who?
I think
Well,
she
Arx-
mentioned the name. I don't think anyone really knows but her though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have like an intimate knowledge of him. Just more of like, oh, this guy got us out of a very sticky situation.
Oh, as soon as you say it, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he stabbed me the last time I saw him."
What?
And Nori's just gonna be like, well, that tracks.
It re-
He
yeah.
was a funny guy.
Father figures in my life. Immediately try stabbing the women in my life.
The fathers in my life
Oh,
immediately
and-
tries to kill the one thing I care about.
Nori just works hard to be just. How do I get a hold of true resurrection? No, she's not gonna do that to her mom. She deserves rest.
I mean, she is 400 years old.
Yeah.
467, but who's counting?
I'm so sad.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to sleep like this. That's you.
So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. For those that were awake during the long rest period, and you, Rickshaw, technically, if you don't want to take the long rest, if you want a mini session for something, feel free to reach out, and I can see that we can get it done. But unless I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a great week, and we'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully with a
Bye.
Rashi that sticks around. All right, guys. Good night.
Night,
Have a
everybody.
good night.
Good night.
And thank you to all those that stay with us. Have a great week. See you Thursday. Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, "I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett."
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.